Mueller considered a security threat?
Not to me, but I'm not going to go in there and argue with the Secret Service.
Yeah, that's weird, too, because the majority leader in the Senate, John Thune, doesn't get Secret Service, so maybe he was just saying Secret Service, he meant security, not sure. But the point of the whole story here is that John Thune is terrified and running scared and doesn't want you to know what he's up to, and he's using goons to silence activists who merely want to make sure that our elections are safe. That's weird.
You've probably heard all those ads for life insurance. Just a few dollars a day, apply online in minutes, no medical exam. Simple, easy, and cheap, right? Now you're thinking, maybe I should get a quote. Well, smart thinking. Everyone should have life insurance. But here's what they don't tell you. Those few dollars a day rates, they're for young people in perfect health. That's why everyone calls Big Lou the 50 to 60-year-old not-so-perfect candidate. Like you. You take prescription meds and you're overweight. Winner, winner, fried chicken dinner. Well, Big Lou works with life insurance companies that want people like you with no surprises after you apply. In fact, if you're a 50-year-old guy with a few health glitches, Lou could probably find you $1 million of term life coverage for about $200 a month. So, yeah, you need life insurance. But unless you're young and healthy, you gotta call Big Lou, because he's like you, older, heavier, and on meds, too. Get a quote right now at 800-555-2085, 800-555-2085, or biglou.com.
It's time for Talktivities on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Do you have an item for Talktivities? Email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com.
The outdoor pool at the Roswell Recreation and Aquatic Center is now open on a daily basis from noon to 7 p.m. And the City of Roswell's 2 splash pads at Pokhorn Park and the Carpenter Park are now open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Use of the splash pads is free. For admission fees to the outdoor pool at the Rec Center, visit roswell-nm.gov. The U.S. Small Business Administration has announced the availability of low-interest federal disaster loans to small businesses and private nonprofit organizations in New Mexico to offset economic losses caused by the drought beginning November 1st, 2025. The declaration includes the counties of Chavis, Eddy, Lee, Lincoln, and Otero. To apply online, visit sba.gov/disaster.
If you have an item for Talktivities, email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com. That's calendar@pvbcradio.com.
Your home for armed American radio in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. It won't be long now with all eyes on the U.S. Supreme Court.
The court's next release of decisions will take place this morning at 10 a.m. when rulings in some of the remaining cases will be announced. The next decision day will be revealed after that. Yet to be decided? Arguably, the most anticipated ruling is on President Trump's executive order seeking to restrict birthright citizenship, which is one of his first acts after returning as president last year. We're also awaiting decisions on the removal of protections for the Federal Trade Commission, the independence of the Federal Reserve, a ban on men playing women's sports, and mail-in ballots. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
Iran's president claims $6 billion in frozen Iranian assets in Qatar will soon be released.
The announcement comes as negotiations between the U.S. and Iran were challenged after Iran launched missiles across the Persian Gulf, targeting Bahrain and Kuwait on Sunday. President Masoud Pezeshkian is the highest-ranking official within Iran to reference the release of the funds held by Qatar, a key mediator in negotiations alongside Pakistan. So far, U.S. officials have said no frozen assets have been released. Pakistan, a key mediator, has said talks would resume Tuesday between the U.S. and Iran on terms of their interim deal. The Trump administration on Sunday said nothing has been cancelled and technical talks are on track for the coming days. Iran has yet to say whether it will take part. I'm Karen Shamas.
On social media this morning, President Trump says Iran had requested a meeting with American counterparts, although the Iranians say no such meeting is scheduled. State of emergency in Kentucky amid deadly flooding across a vast area. 4 deaths in Kentucky, 1 flood-related death in Tennessee. Wildfires have claimed the lives of 3 firefighters along the Utah-Colorado border. 2 firefighters were injured. And temperatures in the triple digits in the forecast across the east later this week. On Wall Street, stock futures are higher. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-2085. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-2085 or biglou.com.
Pakistan has again carried out military strikes on a hostile neighbor.
Statements by senior officials from either side pointed out that the eastern Afghan provinces of Paktia, Paktika and Kunar had been hit. Pakistan's information minister Ataullah Tarar said the strikes had targeted Islamist militant hideouts and large quantities of weapons had been destroyed. The Taliban government spokesman Zabiullah Mujahid condemned the Pakistani military action, saying dozens of civilians had been killed or wounded. Pakistan accuses the Taliban government of sheltering militants. The Taliban in Kabul have repeatedly denied this.
And that's BBC's Sanjay Dasgupta. In the race between the U.S. and China to develop artificial intelligence, the battle over hardware and computing power is heating up as Chinese companies like Huawei overtake global industry leaders like NVIDIA in their home market. NVIDIA's Jensen Huang is a celebrity in China, but that's no guarantee of success in that market. Townhall.com. It's another case of a Trump endorsement paying off for the candidate who received it.
U.S. Representative Julia Letlow wins the Republican nomination for U.S. Senate in Louisiana Saturday, giving President Trump another win after he backed her to replace GOP Senator Bill Cassidy. Letlow defeated State Treasurer John Fleming in the two-candidate runoff after they finished ahead of Cassidy in the GOP primary. Cassidy had voted to convict the president on impeachment charges in 2021. Letlow had promised to work with Trump. Her victory caps Trump's early 2026 effort to back Republican challengers to GOP lawmakers who have disagreed with him and replace them with ones more loyal. I'm Julie Walker.
In South Carolina, Alex Murdaugh's retrial on murder charges and killings of his wife and son begins today with a pre-trial hearing. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy UFO Festival week, everybody.
Yes, the countdown is on.
Monday for most, but yeah, we are, I guess you could say days/hours away from UFO Festival. Of course, 4th of July celebration on Saturday. And so it's kind of a party dress week for us here.
Galacticon's activity.
July the 2nd. Matter of fact, I just got an update from Elaine, which I went. If you go to the Roswell Galacticon Facebook page, just type in Roswell Galacticon. Galacticon's all one word.
Yes.
And then should be the first thing that pops up. Like and follow that. But the Jetsons car is en route to Roswell as we speak, and they've got some updates. I think like the UFO car, the Jetsons car is, taking a little bit of a beating and turning a few heads on its way here too.
Can only imagine.
But you can see those updates at the Roswell Galacticom page, and it will be in town come hell or high water here on July 2nd.
Put it this way, you don't want to be doing anything illegal in a car that's that conspicuous, all right?
Well, and then you might get an escort or something,
speeding or swerving around, just mind your P's and Q's if you're driving the Jetsons car.
Yeah, well, and the first time, when the first year the UFO Festival trekked out here, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 4. But anyway, it got pulled over and they were like, is this thing street legal? And they're kind of, kicking the tires on this thing. And then they just got pulled over for, hey, this is pretty cool. Can I see inside? Can I sit in it?
I got to imagine half the cops are pulling over just because they're, they think maybe there's laws being broken. But the other half's just like, I want to get a picture of this.
Right, yeah. So.
It's like, how many times do you think the Wienermobile gets pulled over?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
you got to imagine, like, if you're like a local police department, and you find out the Wienermobile is going to be in your area, you're going to pull it over at some point.
Yeah. I just wanted, because I've seen like pictures of the inside. I've never really seen one. I think I've seen one like from a distance, but
I've been on board.
Have you been on board?
They're just as glorious as you hope.
They look pretty tricked out.
Everything is ketchup red and mustard yellow. Everything.
But it's got like plush furniture.
Like there's like a little the one, I know they're all different, but the one I went into was set up very much like an RV. It had like a little seating space at the very front.
Yeah, that's kind of the pictures I saw.
And then like a table with like some other kind of plush chairs.
Yeah.
And everything was branded. Everything had the Oscar Mayer on it, had Wienermobile on it. And so it was like set up like an RV. I gotta imagine that they treat it as such when they're on the road, but that's got to be weird too when you're pulled over in a Walmart parking lot camping overnight in the Wienermobile.
Well, you got to probably have someone on guard because there's people are people, and they're going to try to. I'm going to tag the Wienermobile.
I'm going to tag the Wiener. I'll put it right on the tip.
Right.
Hoist me up, Jim.
People be people, And my understanding is it's like a college program that they so roughly 20-somethings are driving these things around for the summer kind of deal, which, man, that's full of cool stories. And say you drove the Wienermobile for a summer and all that. That's got to be an interesting experience.
Because you have to be like young and attractive and probably never had an Oscar Mayer wiener in your life.
We don't eat those.
We don't eat those. Are you kidding me?
Well, it's the summer of wieners here. But...
They do the Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
They take the bite and then they go off stage.
Right, the fake bites. But in my head, I like to feel there's like some kind of Wienermobile driving school, and there's like cones, and these guys are like weaving these things in and out of cones and doing like the Wedding Singer where Adam Sandler made the dude do the limo.
I'm pretty sure you're not far off. I'm pretty sure that in order, like once they hire their like crew, then they put them through like wiener school.
Right.
You have to go through and like learn everything there is to know about the Oscar Mayer wiener, the Wienermobile itself, how many there are, and then you have to get out there because I think there's like designated drivers and then there's the spokespeople.
Yeah.
So, but the people who drive, I mean, I'm sure you have to go through one of those like several step courses.
Do you need like a CDL license to drive one of those?
Gotta imagine, because it's basically like you're driving a semi, essentially.
Yeah, but they let any
or a Greyhound.
But let's be fair, they'll let any idiot drive an RV. So I imagine you probably don't.
Yeah, but you're probably gonna have to like show them you can maneuver the thing.
Well, yeah, I would think Oscar Mayer, because each one of those are worth a couple $100,000 a piece. So yeah, they don't want you messing with it, but they're gonna want people that know what they're doing behind the wheel on that one. Where But yeah, now they think about it, wait a minute, you would literally go buy an RV that's the size of a semi, have no special licensing whatsoever, and just zip around town in that thing.
You could. I mean, based on the Jetsons car, you could go get an RV and modify it into your own Wienermobile.
There you go.
You could even go off brand. You can go like Bar S. Get Bar S to like sponsor you. Be the Bar S.
Maybe the Johnsonville people will pick you up.
Just out here shopping for big wiener.
Johnsonville versus Oscar Mayer wiener.
The Johnsonville Jet.
You can't write this stuff, man.
That's what they need. They need like a Harrier.
South Park, you listening?
A Harrier jet with just Johnsonville on
There
the
you
side.
go.
Johnson.
Unlike Pepsi, you can win this one.
Fully loaded, it shoots out brats.
Now we're talking.
That's right.
A Gatlin brat gun.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
A Bratlin. I'm pretty proud of myself for that one, actually.
I just see people catching them with their hands, with their mouths.
It's a t-shirt cannon I can get behind.
It's the brat of excitement. Brat. Anyway.
Maybe they get the Batmobile and call it the Bratmobile.
There you go.
Bam.
Hey, it's got its own roasting. If you get the Adam West Batmobile,
yes.
It's got its own roasting machine in the back there. Mm-hmm. So, I want to find out how your trip is, but we'll do it next hour because Sean and Jocelyn, they looks like from based on pics, y'all had a great time.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Great concert up in Colorado.
It was definitely.
Was it in Denver?
The concert was in Colorado Springs.
Okay.
We spent like half the trip in Denver and then drove out to Colorado Springs the day of the concert.
Ah, nice.
We had an Airbnb there and spent that night and then part of the next day they're in Colorado Springs.
Cool. So, sounds like it was fun. So we'll play that. We'll talk next hour on that one. Because we're going to replay our interview with the folks from American Legion Post 61 this hour, and I need to get her going pretty quick on that. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have Sonia Bolaños join us with Caring for Seniors. Yes. And if you don't know what that is, the title will give you a good clue, but we'll delve deeper into that and get an update.
They deal mostly with freshmen.
Juniors, you can talk to them next year. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview we had Friday with the folks from Grace Community Church. Now, we did talk a little bit at the beginning about the services on Saturday for the 4 we lost in the plane crash on May 14th.
Now, I wasn't in town for that. Did they do like a helicopter flyover thing? Because I was reading on like one of the pages that they had helicopters in the area. I'm not
familiar. I know they had a large gathering and a large celebration of life service there at the church.
Right.
But we talked a little bit about that with the pastors. But most of the conversation's talking about their 250 celebration, which is happening Sunday. Of course, we got UFO Festival, and then July 4th, and then on July 5th, they're doing their, it's Sunday service, but it's their big 250 celebration. They're dedicating the new flagpole, so they're kind of doing that in between services. And so they're having a big event, and they want to invite the community out for that. So
as mentioned, I think I've mentioned last week. Last week there was very little going on. It was just kind of a dead week, just in preparation of everything happening this week.
Yes. So game on.
If you were bored last week, don't worry, we got plenty for you this week.
That's right. It's a bevy of activities.
Indeed it is.
Let's get the party started. It is 7:15. Let's get you up to date on the weather, which might be fun this week. We'll see.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll have some sunshine today, more hot temperatures. We do have a very slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Little bit of moist air getting in from northern Mexico. We'll have sunshine for the most part, though. Going up to about 100, few clouds overnight, and about 70. Slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day on Tuesday. Mix of sunshine and clouds and upper 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the south at 13 miles per hour. We do have a 20% chance we could see some showers this afternoon. Otherwise, they're talking partly cloudy today with a high of 97. So hot, but, after 105s, 197, kind of like, not so bad. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 70. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour, so breezy. Tuesday, we got a 40% chance at some showers for the afternoon. Excuse me, hiccups. Showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Partly cloudy otherwise. 95 for a high with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we're looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, overnight low of 68. Wednesday, a 30% chance of rain for the afternoon, otherwise mostly sunny and 96. 20% for Wednesday night, but then that's it for now. Thursday, smooth sailing. Sunny, hot, 99. Friday, sunny and hot, 100. Independence Day on Saturday, sunny and hot with a high of 102. Sunny and hot, 102 on Sunday. So shouldn't be any rain situations too bad for UFO Festival, 4th of July, and all of that. knock on wood and keep tabs. All right, 17 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break that includes your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten. Then we're going to play our interview we had last week with our folks from the American Legion Post 61 family. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
This 4th of July, all coordinates are set for Roswell, New Mexico for the 2026 Roswell Galacticon. Cosplay is encouraged every day with a cash prize to be given away. The Galacticon will coordinate the pet costume contest, always a fan favorite. Plus, there are special Galacticon events going on all over town. It's all July 2nd through the 4th across from the UFO Museum in downtown Roswell. For admission, VIP packages, and more information, go to RoswellGalacticon.com. It's all part of UFO Festival Weekend and paid for in part by the City of Roswell Ledger Tax.
Amy's Fireworks is ready to help you have the brightest and most explosive Independence Day celebration ever. With the largest selection of 500-gram fireworks in southeast New Mexico. Sparklers, Roman candles, fountains, firecrackers, rockets, parachutes. Amy's Fireworks family packs start from just $8. Shop in air-conditioned comfort at Amy's Fireworks. 1501 East 2nd Street, Roswell. Also in Artesia and Carlsbad.
Se habla español.
Serving you since 1980, Amy's Fireworks.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. Another good summer run for today. We expect to sell 850 head. Break it down like this: 120, 140 weight cows and bulls, 100, 125 pairs bred cows, 550, 600 calves and yearlings. Today's sale include 30 cow-calf pairs, mostly black to black white face, red white face English crossbred cows with black calves, pairs 3 to 9 years old, 17 bred heifers, extra quality black Angus heifers bred to Angus bulls, 25 bred cows, extra quality 80% black to black white face Angus and Brangus crossbred cows bred to Angus and Brangus bulls, cows 4 to 9 years old. 60 calves, Mr. David Gable at Rome Mesa, New Mexico, good quality black to black white face and Charolais crossbred calves, 1 round of shots, thin to medium condition, 200, 400 pounds, several roping sized calves in these, 82 calves and light yearlings, the Gresham Ranch at Portales, New Mexico, good to excellent quality black to black white face, red white face English cross, and 1/8 year crossbreds, cattle weaned 60 plus days, 2 rounds of shots, medium condition, off fields, 450, 650 pounds, 28 steer calves, the Belcher Ranch at Rogers, New Mexico, quality black white face Angus crossbred calves, Virus Shield 6, 8-way, good flesh, 375. 550 pounds, 22 steer calves, Mr. Jim Espy at Fort Davis, Texas, excellent quality black Angus calves, 1 round of shot at Brandon, 450, 550 pounds, 18 yearlings, Mr. Randy Smith down at Carlsbad, medium condition, 700, 850 pounds, 21 calves, the White House Ranch at Daddle, New Mexico, quality black white face Brangus crosses, 1 round of shots, 500, 600 pounds. Sale time this morning be 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows 9:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10 a.m. Fairly light on weight cows and bulls. Be on pairs, breds, calves and yearlings pretty quick. No sale next week, July the 6th. Be back selling Monday, July the 13th. We expect to sell 850 head today. Happy birthday, USA. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
In studio this morning, we have our American Legion Post 61 family. Of course, Auxiliary President Jenna is with us, and then Commander Lee and Vice Commander Don as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing? That's the first time I've seen them. They've been out of pocket for a week or two. But I've talked to them too, so we were catching up.
And I completely spaced that you were going, and then we had that meeting here.
Well, I'm glad Sean got you in there. But, I was like, I'm out of town, man. I'm on a boat in the middle of nowhere. I can't do a thing right now.
I know how that goes.
Look, I got internet.
Well, it's like when I was on my extended tour of Arkansas, everybody would call me to make changes, and I'm like, I'm laying in a hospital bed in Arkansas. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. So, it was cool. You guys would have got a kick out of most of because the World War II Museum, y'all would have.
I've been there.
Yeah,
we
saw part of it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to go back. You got to go back. It is so much cool stuff.
We did not have enough time.
Yeah.
When we were there.
It is so much.
If I go back, I'll do the European side because we did the whole specific thing kind of in a rush.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, you probably need to go back to that Pacific side because there's like nooks and crannies and different things that you don't get to see, and so many videos and little stories that, like, did they have the little dog tag thing?
Yeah.
Where you kind of, well, if you scan the things, you can go back and follow the story of the dude in there. Kind of like the Holocaust Museum in D.C. They do the same thing. Except, spoiler alert, most of those don't end up well. Most of them are usually killed at a concentration camp. But this one, it's different. Like the guy I had was a Navy dude on a merchant ship, and it tells where he was at various places.
Oh, that's cool.
In the theater. It's kind of neat. So it's another added, because when you get there, they have they simulate they have you get on a train. And that's where you get the passport. And
that was fun.
Unfortunately, the guy we had was into it, but you could not understand. He was trying to do his train thing, but I couldn't understand a word he said. I'm like, what's this guy saying? I was like, I was paying attention to the screen.
Theater there.
Yeah. So. But anyway, museum was really cool. And then, like I said, the four chaplains, that's why I sent you all the pictures. We tell that story every February.
As a handicapped person, they put me up near the front. So I was able to hear better.
Oh, I got you.
They were in the back, and they couldn't hear anything.
I couldn't hear anything. But thank God I figured it out by the little screen thing. That guy wasn't mushmouth, so I could understand.
And a lot of it, Gary Sinise was a part of, so I heard his voice a lot of times through a lot of the recordings and stuff like that.
He's and that 4D Tom Hanks executive produced thing I watched, he's a voice. They don't say it. But they read some letters and I could tell. I was like, that's Gary Sinise.
Oh, yeah, because you know the voice.
I know the voice. And so, but that's definitely every American should stroll through that thing. And
I've always been impressed with Gary Sinise. He never actually served.
Yeah.
But boy, he does more for veterans. Like Denzel Washington.
Yes,
Denzel Washington just doesn't advertise.
Did Sinise have family that served? Because I think he had some family.
No, but that's probably
I think
the
in
case.
his stories he had some family that served, and that's kind of his motivation on it.
Yeah.
But I think because really once Forrest Gump hit, he really dove in both feet with supporting veterans after Forrest Gump.
Well, it didn't.
And I don't know if that movie spawned that.
He didn't have any feet in Forrest Gump.
He did. They got him magic legs at the end. Remember? You got your magic legs.
Steel.
That's right. Titanium.
Them. No.
Same metal used on the space shuttle.
Yeah.
Forrest, remember you tapped them? Sorry, we got off track.
Way off track. Okay.
But I know as far as our Legion stuff, I know right now you kind of turning attention. You had your first Veterans Day parade here, planning for our Veterans Day assembly, which will take place here Veterans Day in November.
November 14th.
Yep.
But I want to mention that next week we're going to be coming up on the America's 250.
Yes.
So,
and July 4th
is going to be the America's 250 celebration. Now, American Legion Post 61, Family 61 actually, is going to be doing a barbecue, kind of a brunch kind of a thing, from 9 to noon on the 4th.
Okay.
Now, we're either going to have it on the grounds of 605 East 2nd Street or
future
depending
home.
upon the situation, which I understand Job Corps is going to start that week, tearing down that
It kind of is a construction site, so it may not be feasible.
If it becomes a construction site and it's not viable, then we're going to try to meet across the street at that park. It's actually a block down.
Although a cookout with hard hats might be served as well with fireworks, just saying.
Sure. But then the evening of July 4th, we're going to be at Cielo Grande.
Yes, for the big city celebration.
Family 61 is going to be running a booth at the event.
Yes, we want to invite families and everything to come out. And you've probably heard Juliana and talk on the show here and things about our 250 celebration. But they're going to have games and like carnival games and booths. And I think our post will be kind of running one of those booths at the 4th of July.
We're doing a membership donation type booth, and we'll also probably be helping out with one of the games.
And we've also teamed up with the city. Family 61 is doing the flag replacement.
Oh, very good
program. So if you go online to the city's website and search for America's 250, you can actually sign yourself up for a free replacement 3x5 flag.
Perfect.
Or you can go to roswelllegion.org. I've got it posted on the front page, the details. We just had another woman report her neighbor for having a bad-looking flag, and after this show, we're actually going to go replace it.
Awesome.
We tried to replace it the other day, but it turns out we didn't have a ladder, and so that's what we're going to need.
Oh, and I guess the pole is kind of, you can't run it up the pole, you have to go get it.
No, you have to fetch
Gotcha.
it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the reason why it's in disrepair, because it probably got put up there and it's just, it's hard to take down.
And the veteran who lived there that took care of it has since passed.
And they can't.
Deceased,
Yeah, so
we're
it's
actually replacing it for a
good deal.
veteran.
Now, she was curious, has it got a light on that thing?
I think there's a light near it, yeah.
Okay,
There's a light
because if
there,
it's up
but I
all the
didn't
time,
see
it's
it,
supposed to have
yeah.
a light on it. But
Yeah.
that's,
Right.
yeah. But
And then the lady across the street would like our help in installing a flag pole.
Oh, great.
While we're replacing that flag today, we'll go over to her property and check it out and
the truck goes on the top.
see what the feasibility
It's a tip.
of doing that is. But either way, your American Legion Family 61 is fully engaged in the 250 celebration. We're still looking for donations at the Chamber of Commerce for
canned good foods. And we got a
or
box set up right there.
non-perishable items. And
Yeah.
then we'll distribute them the week after 4th of July.
Yeah. So if you can drop them off at the chamber during their business hours, usually like 8 to 5 or before Monday
Well,
through
we'll
Friday.
leave that thing through the end of the year. Of course, if you want to donate for the Veterans Day Parade, that sort of thing, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, and we need some donations for that, of course. And then our other is, of course, Memory Lawn and all that. If we
Wreaths Across America.
Wreaths Across America or donations for all
Well,
that.
Memory
we can
Lawn, I
help
want to
out.
make a note. We're trying to put a columbarium up there. Now, everybody has been complaining to us for years about the water situation there. Well, if we can build this columbarium, we need $30,000 to build the columbarium. We have donations of $10,600 towards
We're
that
about a third of the
now.
way there from
about
above,
a
yeah.
third. So the closer we can get to the finish line, we can start selling those niches, and once we can do that,
that will pay for the irrigation.
literally, that will pay for the irrigation. One columbarium, we're planning on putting 3 out there eventually, but the first one that we put out there, oh, you want to put 4 out there?
Go-
Okay.
go for it.
He wants
Eventually,
4,
yeah.
eventually.
So anybody looking to die soon? I'm just kidding. Get your deal on a columbarium. We'll do a 2-for-1 deal. I'm just
Well,
kidding.
the thing is, the first columbarium should yield us around $425,000.
Sure. Yeah.
We need probably 120, 150. We have some great volunteers that came out there, mowed the grass and all that stuff. However, they have damaged our commercial lines out there, so right now watering is a problem. So we're into the heat of the season here, and those lines are not cheap. So we're going to have to either fix, replace, or something of those things. Now, this Memory Lawn on the 29th, I think it is, Job Corps is going to be out there and paint that storage container that we put out there.
Okay, cool.
So that's
It's gonna be a nice blue.
blue, and I
Very
guess
good.
a white top is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, hopefully
Okay.
we don't, cook when we're
I was about to
getting
say
stuff
that
in
might
over there.
be that might make sense for
Yeah,
the
I
heat.
haven't made
Yeah.
arrangements for the white top.
Okay.
It
I
may
just
be blue also.
I
'cause
just
it's-
paid for all the paint yesterday.
Yeah.
So
But soon to be purdied up.
Yeah.
Right.
Good deal. But like I said, if donations we're collecting for that, if you've got family out there and you want to help with that, we would love to. That because at the end of the day, this is all to restore it to its glory that it should be, to make it
yeah, if
look
you
like
want to
a
make a
place
donation
of
on your
respect.
credit card or whatever, feel free to call me.
Yeah.
575-268-0220, and I can take care of that for you. if you don't want to use the PayPal system. You don't have to have a PayPal account, but you can process your credit card through them too. But if you want to go directly with me, I can process it as well.
Wherever you feel comfortable with.
If you want to send a check to 102 North Washington
Even if it's one of those big clown, like you just won those sweepstakes
Roswell,
checks.
New Mexico, 88203, or you can go to roswelllegion.org, and we also do Cash App.
Absolutely.
If you want to do that.
And while you're there, too, there's a link for a Wreath Across America if you'd like to donate for that. We've explained it several times, a great veteran organization, but they make wreaths, and we distribute them for the holiday season, and our goal is to get every veteran grave in Roswell at some point with a wreath on it. And so we are
$17 a piece.
Yeah.
We don't see any of that money. That all goes to Wreaths Across America. So.
And they use that for veteran programs and things.
Yeah, and
so
they're
it
a
goes back
year-round thing. It's not just during the holidays.
Yeah, they work on both ends, from the making of the wreaths to helping after, and so the money's all, they help families of scholarships, and that's all work goes back to veterans and with PTSD or with various other veteran needs. That's what they take care of. So, so when you buy those wreaths, that's where that money goes. But you can personalize the wreaths if you want to. They've got deals where you can buy 5 or 10 at a time. But our goal is to make sure that for this year we've got to do Memory Lawn and McBride, right? That's
that's the plan.
And so we've got what is that total? About 400 wreaths altogether?
I'm going to guess probably 500.
500?
I think it was 425.
Yeah.
That's
so
me.
in that ballpark, we got roughly about 500 wreaths we've got to get put out here. And,
we put about 300 at Memory Lawn.
Yeah.
And our generous donator, there's still quite a few left.
Yeah, we're still in that, but that well's going to dry up here probably after this season for certainly.
For certain this year. But
we need more.
I don't think we have enough to cover this year yet.
No.
But we've got a good head start thanks to last year's surplus.
Yeah.
But that being said, I know people like, well, November's a long way away and it's July, I'm thinking about July right now, but this is you can do it anytime, but we usually by Thanksgiving around that time is the deadline to get in for this year. But if you do it now and take care of it, we'd really appreciate it. That way we've got it locked down. And then while you're at it, tell a few more friends and see if they can
and it's a nice way to celebrate,
too.
The 250 anniversary of our country.
Yeah.
Just say thank you to a veteran by donating for a wreath.
Absolutely. Honor these folks that have made some made the ultimate sacrifice. Some they paid for that later. That's the thing too with veterans. They, especially Korean or Vietnam War veterans, the war necessarily wasn't their casualty, but the complications from it 10 years later affected them or something of that. And those didn't fall in action per se, but they died for this country. Yeah. They just paid for it a few years later, and that's the case more often than not here.
Yeah.
And so we want to honor all those veterans and everybody. So
that's the case of a lot of our veterans at the VA hospitals.
Absolutely.
The disabled vets of today are a result of their, in too many cases,
things they're exposed to during NAM or Gulf War or wherever they were exposed to whatever nastiness each war brings.
Back from that.
Yep. It's one of those things. And so kind of off topic, but having spent time in Vicksburg and doing a lot of Civil War stuff, and if people don't know, one of the generals that's predominant in that one is William Tecumseh Sherman, and of course he is coined with the phrase that war is hell, otherwise we'd grow too fond of it, and he fought that way. And if you've ever heard of Sherman's March to the Sea, you'll get an idea how that man fought. But that being said, on the other side, he was a good human being and but when it came to war, he knew the difference and knew. And that's what war is, and that's what veterans go through. And you don't like to see
something I want to bring up. We purchased a bunch of 250 pins this year. We didn't go for the coins. We went for the pins.
Okay.
And they're going to feature the big alien head on the 250.
It is Roswell after all.
Well, yeah, it is our flair.
And we're going to be selling those for, we haven't decided a final price on them, but they're either $5 or $10.
Will they be available at the fourth event here?
I don't think
we'll
it'll
get
be
that
here
right
in time.
But definitely for air race time and all that.
Air race, farmers market, that sort of thing.
That's right, because farmers market will be firing up here in mid-July, a couple weeks here. So
on the 11th.
Right after UFO and 4th and 250 and all that.
Of course, we'll be out there starting
every
July 11th.
Saturday. And by the way, y'all should too, man. If y'all want to get some great produce, Be the early bird. Get the worm. They start at 7. You might want to be there right at 7 for best selection, but
Not to mention that's when it's coolest.
yeah, but because I'm not gonna lie, by about 11 when they wrap it up, people have kind of got what they want to get
out of there.
Yeah.
It's
so
hot.
Earlier the better. But that being said, if you do like
generally the wind starts picking up about 10:30. So
yeah.
But yeah, that'll be firing up here in a couple weeks. So and we'll be out there again. So that's another. And then again, another way if you want to make donations to Memory Lawn or anything we talked about, you can hit us up at the farmers market too. We'll
MemoryLawnRoswell.org, or you can go to RoswellLegion.org or call me 575-268-0220.
Yeah.
Or send me an email, commander@RoswellLegion.org.
Yep.
And if you do want to make donations, because we're trying to collect at least 250 items for
non-perishable canned goods,
non-perishable, all of those.
And I
sorts
think
of
we're up to like what 24. I haven't been gone a week.
Yeah, I don't know. We were cleaning out our pantry, checking dates, and making sure everything was still good. And
but in the box at the chamber, I think there's about a dozen or two things in there.
Yeah. So
anything 250 or above, generally we give a donation letter. So
okay,
you can write parts of it off your taxes
sure.
if you
want to do more than a couple canned goods, something
by all
that's worth a tax receipt. But we'll get you one for the canned goods too. But I don't know if that's going to get you.
Yeah, we're hoping for 250 just because it's the 250 anniversary. But
sure,
we will take any donation, $1 on up.
Absolutely.
So
250 million.
Right, yeah, I wouldn't say no to that.
I think we could buy a few wreaths with that. And a few Legion halls, for that matter.
For sure. And then I think it was it yesterday, the day before yesterday? The chairman of our Charity Bear project and us, we took about 45 charity bears over to the Chavez County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, great! Got them resupplied.
Yeah, so they're going to hand them out when they need to the kids, and when they need a little comfort and support.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. And by the way, if you are a sower crafter, every Thursday, we have our auxiliary family mostly gets together. Sometimes the chamber, sometimes at one of the folks' house, and they work on the charity bears and the various craft projects. This time, charity bears, I imagine, probably getting ready for
pillows,
farmers market, and all that here now. So getting some projects put together. That. But if you're a sower crafter and want to have some fun,
even if you're not, because I don't sew very well, but I can trace pretty good.
But like if you are and you like. People are telling you stop making me things, and you got to make things. Come down and
help
us
for
make
sure.
things.
We definitely have a creative outlet.
And on a side note, we just delivered 44 charity bears to the sheriff's department.
Yeah, that's what she was just saying here.
And we were talking to the lieutenant, and he says, "Oh, they go fast."
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good and bad. I mean, the fact they need them that's not a good thing, but the fact that they're available and like that we love that. So. In a perfect world, they would not be needed. But
that's very true.
Yeah. So, but that's good. I do want to touch on the Veterans Day stuff. We did have our first planning meeting here. Mm-hmm. That being said, if there's people listening that like to be involved in the planning and execution of the Veterans Day celebration, we come all to the meetings. If you have an interest and a desire to be a part of it,
we
then
post the meetings on RoswellLegion.org.
Yeah.
So
you don't have in studio.
Yes.
Thanks to last year's surplus. Yeah. But that being said, I know people are like, well, November's a long way away and it's July, or I'm thinking about July right now, but this is you can do it anytime. But we usually by Thanksgiving around that time is the deadline to get in for this year. But if you do it now and take care of it, we really appreciate it. That way we've got.
I know it's kind of apropos
while you're at it.
Like I feel like
even with the World Cup and all that,
it can celebrate the 250th anniversary of our country.
Yeah,
just say thank you to a veteran by donating for a wreath.
Absolutely, honor
the disabled vets of today are a result of their.
Dominant in that one is William Tecumseh Sherman, and of course he is coined with the phrase that war is hell, otherwise we'd grow too fond of it, and he fought that way. And if you've ever heard of Sherman's March to the Sea, you'll get a get an idea how that man fought. But that being said, on the other side, he was a good human being and a great. But when it came to war, he knew the difference and knew, and that's what war is, and that's what veterans go through. And you don't like to see.
Something I want to bring up: we purchased a bunch of 250 pins this year. We didn't go for the coins; we went for the pins.
Okay.
And they're going to feature the big alien head on the 250.
It is Roswell after all.
Well, yeah, it is our flair.
And we're going to be selling those for. We haven't decided a final price on them, but they're either $5 or $10.
Will they be available at the 4th event here?
I don't think
we'll get that
here
right.
in time.
But definitely for air race time and all that.
Air race, farmers market, that sort of thing.
That's right, because farmers market will be firing up here in mid-July, a couple weeks here. So
Yep, on the 11th.
Right after UFO and 4th and 250 and all that.
Of course, we'll be out there starting
every
July 11th.
Saturday. And by the way, y'all should too, man. If y'all want to get some great produce, be the early bird. Get the worm. They start at 7. You might want to be there right at 7 for best selection, but
Not to mention that's when it's coolest.
yeah, but because I'm not gonna lie, by about 11 when they wrap it up, people have kind of
You're ready
want
to get out of there.
Yeah,
it's
so
hot.
earlier the better. But that being said, if you do like
generally the wind starts picking up about 10:30. So
yeah,
but yeah, that'll be firing up here in a couple weeks. So and we'll be out there again. So. That's another, and then again another way if you want to make donations to Memory Lawn or anything we talked about, you can hit us up at the farmers market too. We'll
MemoryLawnRoswell.org, or you can go to RoswellLegion.org or call me 575-268-0220.
Yeah,
or send me an email, commander@RoswellLegion.org.
Yep.
And if you do want to make donations, because we're trying to collect at least 250 items for
non-perishable canned goods,
non-perishable, all of those.
And I
sorts
think
of
we're
things.
up to like 24. I haven't been gone a week.
Yeah, I don't know. We were cleaning out our pantry, checking dates, and making sure everything was still good. And
but in the box at the chamber, I think there's about a dozen or two things in there.
yeah, so
anything 250 or above, generally we give a donation letter. So
okay,
you can write parts of it off your taxes if you
want to do more than a couple canned goods. Something
by all
that's worth a tax receipt. We'll get you one for the canned goods too, but I don't know if that's going to get you.
We're hoping for 250 just because it's the 250 anniversary, but we will take any donation, $1 on up.
Absolutely.
So
250 million.
yeah, I wouldn't say no to that.
I think we could buy a few Rees with that. What do you think?
Just
And
a few.
Legion halls, for that matter.
For sure. And then I think it was it yesterday, the day before yesterday? The chairman of our charity bear project and us, we took about 45 charity bears over to the Chavez County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, great! Got them resupplied.
Yeah, so they're going to hand them out when they need to the kids, and when they need a little comfort and support.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. And by the way, if you are a sewer crafter, every Thursday, we have our auxiliary family mostly gets together. Sometimes the chamber, sometimes at one of the folks' house, and they work on the charity bears and the various craft projects. This time, charity bears, I imagine, probably getting ready for
pillows,
farmers market, and all that here now. So getting some projects put together. That. But if you're a sewer crafter and want to have some fun,
even if you're not, because I don't sew very well, but I can trace pretty good.
But like if you are and you like. People are telling you stop making me things, and you got to make things. Come down and help us
for
make
sure.
things.
We definitely have a creative outlet.
And
for
on
you.
a side note, we just delivered 44 charity bears to the sheriff's department.
Yeah, that's what she was just saying here.
Yep. And we were talking to the lieutenant, and he says, "Oh, they go fast."
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good and bad. I mean, the fact they need them is that's not a good thing, but the fact that they're available in life that we love that. So. In a perfect world, they would not be needed. But
that's very true.
Yeah. So, but that's good. I do want to touch on the Veterans Day stuff. We did have our first planning meeting here. Mm-hmm. That being said, if there's people listening that want to like to be involved in the planning and execution of the Veterans Day celebration, we come one, come all to the meetings. If you have an interest and a desire to be a part of it,
we
then
post the meetings on RoswellLegion.org.
Yeah.
So
You don't have to be a Legionnaire or a veteran or any of those sort. If you just have a desire to want to be a part of this, then come on down. We'd love to have you. So,
well, that being said, we did have our meeting. We chose our theme, of course, 250 based. Let Freedom Ring.
Kind of writes itself this year.
I already have a poster for this year's
Thanks
Veterans
to Miss
Day.
Carrie Moore.
But we're checking on some legalities right now to make sure we're not violating any
Trademarks
copyright
or-
laws. And then once we're kind of clear of that hurdle, then I'll go down and make some posters this year. So
good.
We'll start distributing them really soon. But please, it's $250. Get involved. We gotta get this going here.
Yeah, well, and it's it's great that I don't know, it's kind of apropos with the I feel like even with the World Cup and all that, it kind of adds to the America 250 thing to me.
Yeah.
It's like the world stage is America right now, and we're having our own celebration. But I don't know if y'all have seen the internet world, but apparently the Europeans are finding out that we have nice things in America.
Yeah.
Apparently, ranch dressing is the new
kind
thing.
of funny. For years and years, all I hear was bashing from the Europeans.
Yeah.
Now all the Europeans are coming here, and they're like,
yeah.
this
Cookies for
place isn't
president.
anything like what they said it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of, so to me that's kind of poetic, that's apropos, 250, that makes sense. It's like, hey, for we as Americans most of us love our country, and why we, and the rest of the world does kind of look at us like, the Eagles and the guns, and then they come here and like, okay, I kind of get it now. Now I'm kind of, soaring Eagles and Budweiser and all that too. Yeah, go America,
Yeah.
It's that's
Well, they're visiting our monuments and stuff, and they're all been cleaned up, and everybody's like,
sure.
oh, this is great.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's so I think it kind of, I think it's kind of cool. So the fact that get involved in our own little way in our Roswell stuff. We're gonna have the big to do here on the 4th, and we'd love the community to come out to Cielo Grande. Come see us out there. Get involved with the fireworks show and everything. Of course, people are gonna do their own thing. Do your own thing too, but be a part of the big thing for 250.
and starting this Thursday, we have our annual argument up in Albuquerque. So we'll be electing new.
Yes, we're doing the department convention.
Yes, it's admin business in the
Yes.
Legion here.
So we'll-
Yeah. But Don and I have to be up there early.
But that being said, if you are a veteran and you want to be a part of our American Legion family, there's lots of opportunities here. If you are a veteran that's served honorably pretty much since Pearl Harbor, you are eligible to be a part of the American Legion.
But if you go back farther than that, you're also eligible if your grandparents or parents or whatever served.
Like if you're a World War I veteran,
part
you're
of
in.
the Sons of the American Legion or the
Think there's any
American
alive
Legion
yet.
Auxiliary.
Right.
So just because you didn't serve doesn't mean that you can't serve.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually why I joined the auxiliary, was to honor my grandfather's service, and then later on my sister joined, and she just finally got out, and she is very happy to be a civilian again.
So she got out, did she?
She
Good
did
deal,
at the
'cause I
end
know-
of May. Yep.
Good deal.
Yeah,
So
she's gonna
what's-
go back to school, and
So what's her civilian life?
she's gonna do
plans?
school. I think she wants to be an engineer, architect.
Okay.
Some type.
Where did she end up? Where did she?
San Diego.
Okay, so she,
Yeah.
because she was overseas and everything.
Oh yeah,
for a while.
she was she was deployed on a ship for about 11 months.
Yeah, so I didn't know where she finally
When is she
put
going to
anchor
join
down.
the Legion?
She's been a
She's
member for a
already
while.
been a member.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's been a member for a while, and the auxiliary, because she's able to join under her own service.
That's a dumb question I didn't think about till now. Can active duty serve can join American Legion?
Absolutely. They can.
For sure.
Okay, I did not know that answer.
Yeah,
I
you
always
can.
kind of, I just
The
never.
answer is you can join the American Legion if you've served 24 hours.
Okay.
Honorably.
So if you're still in, you can sign up. I
in
did
the
not know
American
that. I
Legion.
thought you had to get out to be in, but
No.
so you learned
No,
something.
you can be in
I know
it.
that makes sense.
As a matter of fact, a lot of American Legion posts will pay your first year
Yeah.
Okay.
because you're in.
All right.
Yep,
So
that's what we did.
Nice.
And
Of course, I'm not going to lie. If you're an active duty guy and you show up, those old guys are going to pepper you with all kind of stuff. I'm just telling you right now, we're going to no in a fun way. I'm just saying, but we're like, you still got to do this. You got to go. Yeah, we're
not
going
our family. We don't do that.
Not in a bad way. I'm just
Well, it's
I
like
got so
picking
many
on your
questions.
younger siblings.
I'm like, because we all know
I
like
just pick on the crayon eaters.
well, just how like basic training now is not like basic training when we went to basic and
no.
things like that. And so I kind of like those kind of questions. I want to know, like I always hear stuff like they don't let you use irons anymore. I'm like, really? That can't be right. I'm like, they're about to trust you with a multi-million-dollar equipment. They're not going to let you play with that lifestyle. And if you judge how someone burns themselves, I mean, this is a problem.
Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah.
the unique part of the Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I'm like,
but that was over.
Yeah.
Hegseth got rid of all that.
But if you judge,
I'm not going to
today's standards
all I
on
know is
1800s,
you're not training
going to get. You can't.
You're
no
training
more
people
than,
for prepare for
and
war.
if
It takes a certain kind of thing. You can't.
I would not want to be judged by the standards of 100 years
Well,
from now.
There's knowledge. Yeah, exactly. They're going to look at
free education.
Yeah. Feelings are not high on the priority list of.
Well, I
what's
don't
good.
want to get deployed. I just want the free education.
That's why it's called service, folks. This is why we make a big deal for veterans when you sign up. If it was easy, we all do it. This is the point we make. This is why we celebrate veterans, because you sacrifice. You're giving up your rights as a U.S. citizen to protect this country. That's what you're doing.
Which is kind of ironic in and of itself. Yes.
And there are still service people out there who can't believe that they gave up their rights to join the service.
Yeah.
But that's true.
That's
you signed
exactly
a
what it is.
contract. That's what your contract says.
Yeah,
You are no longer
governed by the Uniform Code of Military
You are not
Justice,
protected by the U.S. Constitution
not
anymore.
the Constitution.
Yep. And those rules are not the same.
That is very
and
true.
and a lot of people figured that out once they got in.
Yeah, that's what that GI
Like,
part thing.
oh.
Government issue. You're property of the United States government now.
That's
Yes.
right.
Congrats.
You're a chattel that breathes.
Yeah.
You become
Well,
a hired slave.
That's
you
right.
spend a certain amount of time doing that, and then you know you get rewarded.
Yeah. Now, granted, you go to schooling, and some chattel's a little luxurious than other chattel, but still, at the end of the day, we're all marching to the same place and hurry up and waiting for the same nothing like everybody else, and then it goes from a million to zero in a month. Yeah, all the things that happen. But
right.
There's a reason why we celebrate our veterans the way we do, because you
Yes.
do.
Because they're special folk. They really are.
And it's the thing. So that's why we want you to get
If we
involved in
didn't
our
have
250.
veterans, we wouldn't have a country.
Yeah.
No.
True.
Well, absolutely, and this is why we do it, and that's why 250 is important. That's why this nation, and when you come out there and we blow off fireworks and picnic together, you're celebrating the achievements that this country has been and that coming off my little history here, getting a little revolutionary. You down there in those Louisiana parishes, you get all kinds of history down in there.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you all didn't know, Louisiana is the only state in the United States that does not have counties.
Really?
They're all parishes because they're under French, because everything's under French government rule and French. Matter of fact, back in the day, only women that were allowed to own property was Louisiana, because French women were allowed to own property back then. And many of those antebellum little plantations, women owned some of those.
Nice.
Because you could in Louisiana.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to what I was saying. With all our history, we gotta. And yes, our history is not perfect. No, any human history or country's history
Well,
is.
we're humans first.
But you look at what we've achieved and what we were told.
And our
what,
history is not unique.
Absolutely.
There are other people out there that did a lot of the sins that America did for a long time before and a long time after.
Every country that's modern conquered somebody to get to conquer to here to there or whatever. This is human history, folks. Go look at Crusades. Go look at the long before the United States was even a sparkle in the world's eye. There was this going on.
And there were a lot of black families that owned slaves.
Sure. Yeah,
And
slaves are
this
not.
is just something nobody wants to talk about.
It's a mixed bag. Now, granted, numbers and majorities and this and that, but at the end of the day, there was white slaves too.
Yes,
there was black slaves. There
What's
was.
nice about the U.S. is that we've learned from our mistakes and we're continuing to change and grow
Absolutely.
as a people.
That's the thing.
So I think there's a lot of progress that has
And that's
been
where
made.
we got to focus on, not the thing here. And it's like, yeah, but America. But do you know this is kind of getting back to the World Cup thing. People, the internet, the world is going to put an image out there.
Yes.
And it's not going to be until what you see for yourself, what you experience for yourself, what
There's
you.
at least two sides to every story.
Everyone's got an agenda that they're trying to sell you one way or another, and I know I'm way off topic now, but this is why we celebrate America and all this is we've got.
Well, 250 is actually a melting pot.
Absolutely.
We had Ellis Island, we had all these
Help
things.
some of their
We
guys get some
welcomed,
training to do that. But
people from all different walks of life, as long as they wanted to come here and.
So long as they want to knock on the door
United
instead of
States
hop
of
over the
America.
fence.
Well, and this is kind of, and I was talking earlier because it was a lot here with, I'm a huge Civil War buff. guy. I mean, I love battle, and the fact that I went to Vicksburg kind of reminded me that I just found my actual happy place in my world is when I'm on a Civil War battlefield. I'm like truly, I care about nothing else. Like I just and it dawned on me at Vicksburg.
The war of northern aggression.
Yeah, but I was literally sitting on Vicksburg, and that's because I'm Gettysburg, and I spent a lot of time growing up on these battlefields, and I love these. And so I've never been to Vicksburg, and so I haven't been to one in like 20 plus years, to be honest. And when I got back there, like this whole. Like, I've had a lot of life since the last time, and so I had an epiphany. I was like, battlefields are my actual happy place here. And so, as a guy that studies Civil War and all that.
All excited.
I
do. We're trying to talk about American Legion. Now he's
it's all related here, but it kind of, it's when you study that war and you study that time, the things that you think are black and white, and it's not. There's a lot of mix in between, and you can't pinpoint one thing is absolutely right and one thing is absolutely wrong. There is atrocities and things on both sides, but you're seeing it from a lens that you are not qualified to judge on.
Right.
You don't live the life, you weren't in that lifestyle, and if you judge 1860,
one of the most famous battles was the Battle of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And the unique part of the Battle of New Orleans was it happened after the war was over.
Yeah.
So
but if you judge today's standards on 1800s, you're not going to get. You can't no more than if it's just.
I would not want to be judged by the standards of 100 years from now.
There's knowledge. Yeah, exactly. They're going to look at things that are being made today and think it's barbaric because you don't. Yeah.
Now. So.
I understand. And people talk about our founding fathers, and I'm like,
laws, and I'm not talking about slavery now, but they passed laws that make.
The death toll from the twin earthquakes and
what was normal behavior back then, and we look at them.
Crews continue their work, i.e. in Venezuela. And the Supreme Court expected to rule this week on the issue of birthright citizenship, the practice of automatically granting citizenship to virtually everyone born in the U.S. SRN
Big
News.
Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Donald Trump has threatened a 100% tax on imports from any country that imposes a tax on digital services from the United States companies. In a post on social media, Trump took aim at the European countries that are discussing imminent implementation of taxes on American companies. J.P. Morgan Chase will significantly expand its National Community Center program with plans to double the number of specialized branches the bank operates, particularly in low-income neighborhoods. Volkswagen is reportedly planning to axe as many as 100,000 jobs over the next few years, representing 15% of its global workforce. Luxury retailer Saks Global on Friday emerged from Chapter 11 bankruptcy after nearly 5 months under a new ownership structure and corporate name, and with a smaller store footprint and lower debt. The company will operate under the name Exemplar Luxury Group and will focus on luxury retail. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
The Supreme Court agrees to consider Arizona voting laws passed in the aftermath of the 2020 election. The laws require proof of citizenship for voter registration, as well as mandating the regular purging of the state's voter rolls, case to be heard in the fall. The High Court is rejecting President Trump's bid to have a $5 million verdict in the E. Jean Carroll sexual abuse case tossed out. Wildfires raging along the Colorado-Utah border are prompting evacuations. They've turned deadly as well. 3 firefighters killed. The blistering heat wave has its sights set on the eastern part of the country this week.
Temperatures rising ahead of the July 4th holiday will feel hotter because of the high humidity with it. So says the National Weather Service. Officials also say several days of high temperatures will settle in across the lower Great Lakes and the Mid-Atlantic. In addition, high temps will reach the Mississippi and Ohio River valleys.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. The death toll from the twin Venezuelan earthquakes has risen to more than 1,400. The BBC's Will Grant in Venezuela.
There are so many thousands of families in Catia la Mar now homeless that they've set up a temporary camp in the local baseball stadium. The only thing to protect them from the elements are donated nylon tents or makeshift shelters they've put together with blankets and sheets.
SRN News and our parent company Salem Media partnering with Christian nonprofit Food for the Poor to rush emergency aid to victims of the tragedy. Listeners who'd like to help can find an online banner top of our website, srnnews.com. Well, tomorrow's a day. Doha, the place. President Trump says there will be a U.S.-Iran meeting. Those talks were questionable following Iranian attacks and the U.S. response to those attacks over the weekend. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 262 points. NASDAQ ahead 252. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey, here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Mortuaries in Paris, leaving funeral directors struggling to find space for all the bodies. One mortuary owner says he receives hundreds of calls every day but has no room left. France is counting the human cost of the heat wave, which began in the middle of the month. Public Health France reports a surge in deaths, especially among elderly people. Last week, deaths exceeded 1,200 on Wednesday, rising to more than 1,400 on Thursday and Friday. The agency expects these numbers to rise as more death certificates are processed. Skydiving plane crash in northeastern France over the weekend killed all 11 people on board the aircraft. Authorities say the plane suffered some kind of malfunction and fell almost vertically after taking off from an airfield on Saturday. The dead include 5 parachuting instructors, 5 novice jumpers, and the pilot. Some of the victims' families were there to witness the aircraft falling. Townhall.com. Greece is putting a bounty on the head of an aquatic invader.
It's called the silver-cheeked toadfish, and it's found in the Mediterranean. The fish, whose organs contain a deadly neurotoxin, damaging fishing nets recently and reducing catches around numerous islands. Authorities are paying people roughly $8 per pound to remove the species, which will then be incinerated. Officials stress there's no immediate threat to swimmers. However, the Greek Red Cross has issued guidelines on the risk of consuming the poisonous fish. Jason Walker reporting.
Comcast will split itself into 2 separate publicly traded companies, spinning off NBC Universal and Sky. NBC Universal includes the theme parks division, Universal Film, TV Studios, NBC, and Telemundo. Its portfolio will now include European media business Sky. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil witch said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to you as well.
Welcome back.
How come that one's not on reruns at nauseum somewhere?
Yeah, you don't really see a lot of Welcome Back, Cotter. You know what else you don't see as a lot of is Head of the Class.
Nope.
Like as popular or as rerunnable as that show was, you don't really see a lot of it.
You know what show I saw on, it was like KTEL or one of those channels, like, you know what I mean? One of those.
My 50 or whatever.
Yeah. It's literally a marathon of the Jeff Foxworthy show. You remember that show from the 90s?
I do, but really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long did that show run? Like 2 seasons?
I don't know. I gotta be honest, I remember nothing from it. I started watching, I was like, it doesn't, I remember it on, but I don't remember hardly anything from it. And there's a few people on the show that are kind of now went on, and I can't remember. Like I feel like
it went on for 2 seasons. Okay, 2 seasons. Yeah.
Okay, 2 whole seasons.
Let's see the cast.
I feel like there's somebody in there that.
Oh wow, Jonathan Lipnicki's in here. Okay, so Jonathan Lipnicki, who you know as the kid from Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
Haley Joel Osment.
He's in it. Yes,
who you
that's
know as the
right.
kid from The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Bill Engvall was in it. Ann Cusack. I'm guessing that's.
Oh, that's John Cusack's sister.
Yeah, Joan.
If you ever seen My Blue Heaven. With Martin Short, Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, right.
But she's the FBI agent with Rick Moranis, love interest in that.
Okay.
Yeah. She's been in other stuff, too. She was in School of Rock with Jack Black. She was the principal or of the school or whatever.
Mhm.
But, yeah, that's her.
Here you go. Deborah Jo Rupp.
That name sounds familiar. Why do I know that name?
Kitty. That 70s show.
That's right. Okay.
Yep.
There's where it rings a bell. I was like, wait a minute, I know that name.
And then Jay Moore was also on there, I guess his Jeff's brother, Wayne Foxworthy.
Yeah, that was kind of that was Jay Moore's high water mark, right around Jerry Maguire.
I'm trying to recall.
It was all downhill from there.
Any of the Jeff Foxworthy show, and all I can, for some reason in my head, recall is episodes of Reba. Like the way they used to flash into the window.
Yeah.
And that dirty sax that they used to play going into the episode.
They're
But that's not the same show, doggone it. I genuinely do not remember.
Well,
the Jeff
I think
Foxworthy
it's
show.
nightly. So I don't know. Take a look on your television guide.
Yeah, I'll
around
glance around
10 or 11 tonight.
I never flip around the guide channels. The provided Samsung TV or whatever.
Yeah.
I should flip around and just.
But it's
see.
on like one of those My TVs or KTEL, one of those channels up there.
I don't know if KTEL is the channel. I think KTEL is the record label.
No, I think one of the call letters is KTEL.
Wow.
I think, and that it's like channel 26 or something.
You guys are playing with fire on that one, man.
Yeah, I think that's their call letters. So let me ask, how was Colorado?
Colorado? It was a good time. It was a really good time, actually.
Went to the AJR concert.
We did.
That was the goal of the trip.
Yes, that was Saturday night was AJR. It was actually really cool. We'll get to the concert in a second, but we had the best timing this trip. Like of any of the trip, because usually it's us like rushing to this activity or that one. Pretty much everything that we had going on, it was sort of like we got there and there was plenty of time left, or we got there just at the right time.
Gotcha.
It started in Denver. We ended up going to Denver first because we looked up Colorado Springs, and there's some cool stuff in Colorado Springs, but it's real like few and far between, and also very like, I don't know, like it wasn't really appealing to what we were looking for.
Gotcha.
Like there was some cool art stuff, which we were looking for some cool, art.
But it was more of a higher end
it was
taste.
a lot more for kids.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was more like Taos-like, where it's it is a little too rich for my
There's
blood.
a lot of like really cool like stuff for like museums for kids, interactive like STEM stuff for kids and stuff like that.
But you didn't have any kids on this trip.
No kids on this one. I definitely want to take the kids back because we went to a couple of places that I know they would get a kick out of. We wound up going to this one little coffee shop. It was kind of around the corner. We had this plan to go to this art museum thing, but it hadn't opened yet. So we ended up going to this really cool coffee shop, and I can't remember the name of it, Goldfinger or something. Actually, Josh, you want to join me on this one because you might recall better. Goldfinch, I think, is what it was called.
Goldfinch?
Goldfinches? Is that the name of the place? Goldfinches? Yeah.
Goldfish.
And
Okay.
it was like a mocktail bar.
Okay.
So they had like coffee and stuff like that, but we ended up getting these kind of mocktail drinks, and everything in the downtown Denver area is super artsy. We took a couple pictures of like all the buildings.
Yeah,
down
I
there
saw some of the pics on Facebook.
Had murals all over the walls,
Man.
and there was one. I think it was an apartment complex or a high rise that had like glass, but it looked like it had been shattered.
No, neat.
So it was like over parts of the building, or like it was dripping down it. It was really, really cool.
That's cool.
There was a lot of cool things that we haven't explored when we went before.
Right.
It's like that goldfinch. It was basically like, it looked like it's full of like bird pictures. Like every picture was like of some kind of bird, and
I think that's a
plants and
bird.
stuff.
A goldfinch is a bird.
Yeah,
isn't it?
but the whole coffee bar, it was coffee and mocktails and stuff. It was really cool.
The other thing that I saw a lot of, and I was kind of surprised by this, I saw a lot of Zias up there.
Oh, really?
Like there was one.
They're taking our chili and our Zias?
I'm telling you, they're appropriating our culture. Yeah, like there was one in a framed picture in this Goldfinch's place we went, but there was also on the side of this one house, they just painted a gigantic Zia on on the side of just a house. I was like, that's ours. What?
I think it's kind of like how we have a bunch of people put a big Texas star like on the side of their house around here. I think it's kind of maybe they have
transplants or something.
Yeah, they're like it's DC's version of Pittsburgh people.
Mm-hmm.
They all rant and rave how they love Pittsburgh. We're like, well, if it's so wonderful, why aren't you back there?
I do have to say it was kind of weird seeing everybody being so just chronically nice.
Yeah.
Like people were just nice there.
Yeah.
And somebody pointed out it's probably because they're all high.
I say high and get good food. I mean, nothing to be complaining about.
That's right.
Yesterday we went to the Manitou Springs. It's
Okay.
like a mineral springs, but it's like a bigger version of Ruidoso.
We didn't really get a chance to explore the way we wanted to,
right?
Because time was kind of rushing out of our hands. But just the spot that
really
we went,
cool.
I definitely want to go back.
Sounds like y'all need to do a trip up there, not with a concert or anything per se. Just go there and get lost in town for a couple
and
days.
It's honestly, it's not that far of a drive. It's like 5-6 hours. Like we literally left at like maybe 2 and got back by 6:30.
There you go. We'll take a week off. They'll drop you all off in Denver, drop me off in Vicksburg, and we'll see you all on the weekend.
Somebody's got to
Put it on the bird. Put it on the bird. But yeah, no. And then yesterday we went to Colorado Springs, and this was a really cool kind of small world moment. Jocelyn pointed out that she had a friend that lived in the area. And she's like, "Do you think we went to grab dinner before the concert?" She's like, "Do you think we can have him stop? You can have him stop by?" We're like, "Of course, absolutely." Yeah. So we got to meet a friend of Jocelyn's from years ago, right?
From Austin.
From Austin.
I haven't seen her in 15 years.
So in Colorado via Austin by way of, or from Austin by way of Colorado, or
and
I don't even say that.
surprisingly, she used to live in Denver. And she saw the post, the
This
Facebook
is getting Naked
post,
Gun like text Colorado from Detroit.
But I told her, I said, "Well, I just left Denver," and she's all, I just moved to Colorado Springs on Tuesday."
Wow!
And I was like, "Oh, what?"
Well, then that works out.
Yeah. So we saw them.
That's cool.
They didn't get to eat with us because we were
in a hurry.
Sure.
But the place we went was a Chinese kind of it was called Walk In Walk Out, which I thought was kind of
nice.
cute.
Walk on.
But they gave us so much food.
Yeah.
Like family-sized portions for every meal that we got. So we ended up just putting it all in like boxes and giving it to them.
To them.
So they had dinner. And it was really cool.
Yeah.
An hour later, you're like, man, I want some more food.
Yeah.
Now this whole time, bear in mind the concert. It was doors open at 5:30. Show started at 6:30. This was about 6. I want to say like we were probably pushing 6:30 at this point. No, 6:45 at this point. So we were like pushing it.
Right.
But and you know, we all kind of felt the rush. We were like, but we also knew that the first act, the opening acts, we weren't really super enthused about.
The main show is you got a little time.
And that's what we've decided is like, I don't feel like if there's nobody interesting in the first 2 halves,
Right.
I don't feel like we need to rush.
Sure.
Because it's like, why wait there for 2 hours when
By the
it's
time
somebody
the
you don't
main-
really want to see?
Yeah, and by the
Like,
time you get to the main act, you're like, I'm kind of ready to get out of here.
Yeah. It's like, it was fine.
It was perfect. And by the time we got there, like the opening act had already gone on, but by the time we got there, we got seated. And literally, as we sat down, the second opening act came out, which was the one I kind of wanted to see, Hobo Johnson.
Hobo Johnson.
Hobo Johnson.
He's such an odd.
He's kind of a if you know the guy, you know kind of his style.
Okay.
He's a very angsty, speaks singy. He's definitely got autism.
Is he a hobo?
No, I don't think so.
Not anymore.
But
was he
like,
a hobo?
you could tell he was like his heart was racing on stage because he was like kind of panicking.
Right.
He was a big crowd.
Is he a local?
No, he's a known guy.
Okay.
My son used to listen to him.
Okay.
And like way back.
He got big on NPR's Tiny Desk concert series, like that kind of like launched him into internet fame. And he has one song that got really famous called Peach Scone.
Okay.
And I was kind of disappointed because that was the one song I wanted to hear him perform, and he performed it, but he didn't do it the right way. So the chorus goes, I love the thought of being with you, or maybe it's the thought of not being so alone. And he just kind of screams it like that. But he went into
pretty
it,
much the whole thing.
and he did the song. Yeah. And the song,
this was on NPR.
The chorus was, he goes, I love the thought of being with you, or maybe it's the thought of not being so alone. It was like, what are you doing?
Right.
This is your moment.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
You got to do the mental health version,
Right.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. And then we were waiting for the sun. They were obviously waiting for the sun to go down because it was in an amphitheater.
Yeah.
And then AJR came out. It was just an awesome performance. And they always put on just an amazing show.
Cool.
It's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like Korn going, "Are you ready?" Instead of "Are you ready?"
Right.
Are you ready?
Yeah, it was. I was expecting a little more. You know.
Yeah, I get that.
But that's okay. I can find comfort in.
We
in my
definitely explored the artsier side this time of Colorado, which I like.
You kind of dig and all that. Yeah.
I don't care about chopping. Like I don't.
They got a meow wolf up there, don't they?
They do, but we've been to. It's a spaceport. We've been to that one.
The Spectrum Museum. It's a smaller. It's like in a boutique.
Okay.
It's a boutique, and then it's in the back.
But in the back, they have this like interactive. You can like touch like all the walls have these different textures, and like you push a button and it does different things. And
Get Him to the Greek was on the TV the other day. We touched the walls like a
we
thing.
popped a
That's all I
Jeremy
can
and
think
touched the fuzzy wall. But they had this cool thing where you go through and you scan spots with your phone, and you.
It's a story.
Right. This whole back garden thing is like taken over by these little sprites, and you have to find them all, and like they all kind of tell the story.
Okay.
And Jocelyn was the only one who found them all. I found 8 of the 10. She found all 10. And that was our little gift was they gave us these
seeds,
little sacks of wildflower seeds.
Nice.
Now I will say this.
Well, you're the perfect person to win that.
Right.
Because of all the people in that group, you're the one that's actually going to grow them
That's
things.
exactly what I said.
The story is really cool. They're called Novalitas.
Yeah.
Okay.
These little sprites, and it tells the story about how they brought the trees back to life.
There was a
and
big
the water,
battle, and they brought life back to this grove, and then there's the water bearer in the back.
Oh, okay.
Now this was kind of funny. This part of the area was outside, and it was starting to get like hot. Humid out there. And at the very back, there's the one of the last sprites is called the water bearer, and it's literally a woman in this wall, and it's a fountain.
Like a fountain, yeah.
But the water that was coming out was very cold. So we were just like, just
It's the Ritz crackers of water.
It was a really cool little. It was just like a little. It wasn't
That
huge.
sounds cool.
It was just kind of. It was really cool.
And that was just like one little cove. Each little like storefront had like some kind of unique experience.
Sounds like you need to devote like a whole weekend.
I'm
that's
definitely going back.
We
up
want to
there
do
just
like
explore.
just downtown Denver for a day. We want to go back to Manitou Springs for sure, just to go to the spring because we didn't get to go to the spring part of Manitou Springs.
Actual,
Yeah,
spring.
because you can. I guess they have different springs along the town, and you can like drink from them,
Yeah.
and that's different, like Iron Springs.
Oh,
and
nice.
different things like that.
It's like the bourbon tours they do.
Yeah.
They spring water tour.
water.
Well, they have a food tour down there. And
nice.
It's like they are supposed to have like beignets, and like they take you to the different food areas.
They're just so
down there.
fritters
around
with
the world.
powdered sugar. I've learned it.
Yeah.
No, I've had them.
That's what I was like, no,
I've
it's
had
just
the,
And I can't even say you had because you had the beignet.
Yeah, I
Like,
had-
you had Cafe Du Monde.
Yeah, I
beignet.
had a Cafe Du Monde beignet, and it was delicious. But it's basically a sopapilla with powdered.
We have beignet at home.
Yeah.
Beignet at home.
But the food was really
I've been
good.
day.
We ate at a. We ate at a breakfast place called the Butcher Block.
Yeah,
It was
Butcher Block.
nice.
Really good.
We ended up finding all
It's a
these,
vegan place.
we ended up finding all these little like hole in the wall places, like kind of.
Oh, that's the best way. And I feel like
Yeah.
Colorado, is, especially Denver, is probably just loaded.
There's a lot of really
Yeah.
cool spots like that.
See, like back in the day, the best we could do was like just see what Guy Fieri went to and try to go to those places. Now it's like so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Like just use the Guy Fieri thing as a start. Like I think if you go to the Travel Channel or one of those Food Network, or whatever channel he's on, all of them, I think there's like a list of all the diners and the places he's been to. And if you're going to Colorado, I used to do that. Like when I went to Cleveland.
Yeah.
For the Hall of Fame, I went and looked up, and we had one of the Italian restaurants are there. We had the dinner there.
Well, I think
and
that
it was nice.
Butcher Block was on some kind of food.
It probably
show,
is
I
Food
think
Network
so.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It was
Or one of those chefs ran about it on their best something they've ever eaten or something.
It was packed, but yet the way they did the turnaround was so like efficient
fast.
that people weren't waiting. There was no real waiting
Nice.
there.
Love it.
It was a
Good food and just open my hole and put it in there, please.
That's right. So all in all, we were fulfilled. Got to shout out Cirrus for lots of reasons. It's just a really cool, fancy place to hang out.
Nice.
Yes, I hope Sean told you about that one.
Nice.
I went to some detail, but it's I think that's the model that we can bring to Roswell and make
The fact that their peanut butter and jelly is the way it should be.
That was
grape and peanut butter.
I have never.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Mike. I have never had a peanut butter and jelly and chips sandwich, but that was the best sandwich.
That is my happy place.
I've
sometimes.
had the chipwich, but this was like knocked up to such a different notch.
If you're gonna charge money for it, you
And
better.
some people are funny about goat cheese, but this whipped goat cream, it was like cream cheese with hot honey. Oh my gosh. It was really good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
God bless those bougie weirdos. They make some good food.
Yeah.
There was a real
those
moment
artisanies.
real moment of like euphoria where you're just sitting looking at the table of just all this like ridiculous food and just you're like, yeah,
This is like what I think the hippies in the 60s envisioned what it could be. It's like,
Well, what's crazy is the music. It's like you're literally walking into a 40s lounge.
right. Speakeasy
Like
type.
tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the lighting is like
dim. They had cozy
nice.
chairs.
They're playing like nice music in the background.
And that's like the difference between now and when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Like now it's an experience versus just a place to get a good beer or good whatever, cocktail or whatever it is you're after.
Well, definitely going back. It's
Nice.
definitely something that's
Nice.
worth it.
Love it. Yeah.
If you ever go.
I'm down. I'm down. You have me at food.
Well, we didn't have food the first night.
Well, that's a problem. We're having food every night.
Should always be food, but it was a good time for sure.
That's awesome. Let's get the hour going. Unfortunately, we're going to reschedule our guests. They can't make it in this morning. They're going to join us tomorrow, I think. We'll get back on that one. Yeah, I can remember. Yeah, we're good on that. Okay. And so in its place, we're going to play our interview we had with Amy McVeigh-Tejas, and we're talking about the Roswell Invaders, the Hondo Lions Little League World Series. They're doing their 70th anniversary here in August, so we talked about that event. So we're going to play that here. But first, your weather, and then a quick commercial break, and we'll play that here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll have some sunshine today, more hot temperatures. We do have a very slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Little bit of moist air getting in from northern Mexico. We'll have sunshine for the most part, though, going up to about 100, few clouds overnight, and about 70. Slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day on Tuesday. Mix of sunshine and clouds and upper 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
The huge 4th of July sale is on now at Roswell Nissan. Now through July 4th, put a little bang into your holiday. Get a family fun pack of fireworks just for stopping by. A red, white, and boom fireworks pack with a qualified test drive and $100 worth of fireworks with any purchase. Celebrate savings with $3,500 off or 0% for up to 60 months on 2026 Rogue, Frontier, and Pathfinder. And $4,000 off or 0% for up to 60 months on 2026 Murano. The huge 4th of July sale on now at Roswell Nissan. 2111 West 2nd. Looking for a driving job with steady work and real benefits? BDS Enterprise is hiring CDL drivers now. If you want lots of work, plenty of hours, and weekends off, this could be your next move. BDS Enterprise offers top-tier insurance coverage for you and your family, plus paid life insurance. Ready to get behind the wheel with a company that keeps you moving? Contact Louis Barnes today at BDS Enterprises, 1705 Green Street in Carlsbad, or call 575-689-8324. BDS Enterprise is an equal opportunity employer. Celebrate America 250 at the Great American Block Party, Saturday, July 4th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Cielo Grande Park in Roswell, with live music featuring the New Mexico National Guard 44th Army Band. Games, activities, and fun for all ages. Lots of food and even a few sweet surprises. Then when the sun goes down, we light up the night sky with an amazing fireworks extravaganza. Tell your friends and family, then come make memories that'll last a lifetime. Search for Roswell 250 on Facebook to learn more. The Great American Block Party, Saturday, July 4th, 6 to 8:30 p.m. at Cielo Grande Park in Roswell.
Rio Pecos Medical Associates proudly welcomes Dr. David Fucinari, OBGYN. With advanced training in minimally invasive techniques, Dr. Fucinari is the first in our community to offer robotic surgery for women experiencing heavy or painful periods, pelvic pain, uterine fibroids, and more. Dr. Trevor Miller, Family Practice and Obstetrics, provides prenatal and OB care along with comprehensive primary care for the whole family, including wellness exams, acute visits, chronic disease management, skin procedures, and joint injections. Rio Pecos has expanded care once again by adding pediatrics. We welcome Kim Hansen and Rihanna Shaw, both experienced pediatric nurse practitioners who share a commitment to compassionate, patient-centered care and who have earned the trust of our community over the years. Book your appointment for OBGYN, family practice, or pediatric care online at riopecosmed.com or call 575-622-6322. Rio Pecos Medical Associates, advancing health and wellness for every generation.
A Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza. His name was Tex Colorado, and he was from Detroit. Here's Mike Winters.
Studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
And we also have a historian, documentarian, filmmaker. I guess all the above, all those qualify here. Peter Reddick. Am I saying that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I was like, I think, but some people no, it's Red Hot. Reddick there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Of course, this is kind of a busy time right now. With next week we got the of course 4th of July, celebrating 250. It's kind of a big one. UFO festival on the heels of that here. But really, what we're kind of talking about here kind of ties into some of this, but also kind of carries on after here too. And because as much as we talk about the 4th of July and celebration, baseball is very much a big part of the fabric of Roswell, and obviously you and I and various other people have talked on this show multiple times about our famous 1956 Hondo Little League World Series championship team, and the part that I think people don't get so much is it's like they won the Little League World Series, but it was literally the underdog story. It's like the Bad News Bears, or that's not even apropos. Mm-hmm. It's like the movie Cool Runnings. You ever seen the movie Cool Runnings with the Jamaican bobsled team? Right. It's kind of like that, but baseball. Is that a pretty good?
I would say so.
Yeah,
I agree.
And that's where. And so I'd imagine, is that what kind of inspired you to do this film, Peter? Kind of give your what said? You know what? I want to make a film about baseball in Roswell here.
Well, ultimately, I love history.
Okay.
And I love sports. And I was working on another documentary with the Historical Society.
Okay.
And on the history of Roswell. And then I was approached about this one, and I just couldn't turn it down.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. And it was just, so are you a baseball fan? Like growing up, and like were you always watching games or going to or playing?
I was raised on to like the Dodgers by my grandmother.
You make it sound like it's a crime. It's okay. My grandma was a huge Yankees fan. That don't sit so well out here. I'm from Maryland.
That's right.
I'm from Maryland, and we didn't have the Nats back then. It was O's. We're all O's.
Right.
But my grandmother swore up and down, like she watched no TV except for three things: the news, hee-haw, and Yankees baseball.
There you go. It covers it all.
But anyway, so kind of fast forward here a little bit. On August 15th, we're going to have a big to-do, and believe it or not, it is 70 years since the 1956 Hondo Little League World Series
Lions
team.
Hondo.
Yeah, since that team happened, it's been 7 years. And so on August 15th, we're going to have a 70th year celebration. The ballpark's going to be a lot nicer than it was when they had it back in the day, but it'll be out at the Hondo Little League football field there on Sunset. And we would love everyone to come out. We're going to have a screening of the documentary, which is called Roswell Where, by Peter here. We're also going to have the book, Dewey's book. Dewey Johnson will be there. Of course, we've talked to him a couple times on the show. He's got several baseball books, but his latest, his newest one's out too. And I think he'll be there with both copies.
He sure will. Both nights.
Yeah.
Well, both days. August the 15th, he'll be there signing books, and then, of course, he'll do a presentation.
Well, we want to have folks invite and come down and bring you lawn chairs and enjoy a screening of Peter's documentary about Roswell and baseball here and the team. So I got to ask, as I mostly talk with author types and things, but to create this documentary about this, you probably have to use the same tactics in finding information, researching, putting it together. So, like, where did the rabbit holes take you when you were putting this document? Like, was there things that you knew, or was there things like, I go where the story takes me, and boy, how did I find? I mean, like, how did that path go for you?
Well, a lot of times when it comes to doing film and documentaries, I always try to let the story take me where it's going to take me.
Sure.
I mean, you have pathways where you can go, but it's never going to end up the same.
Right.
With this one, I'm going to be honest, I really had no clue about the Roswell team at that time.
So it was almost like ignorance is bliss, where if I know nothing, I'm not jaded or influenced by anything.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, let's put it this way, because I grew up here in Roswell, went to school here, graduated, even through college, not once was I taught about the 56 team.
Sure.
Which is a shame, because these are living legends.
RSD, why isn't there a class in school about it? I believe there should be a class. I'm going to talk to Brian Luck on this one. But so, yeah, it's kind of like, unless you lived it or had family or somebody that was somehow associated to it, it might slip on your radar here a little bit. If I'm guessing your age, you're probably, you maybe you had some parents or grandparents that kind of knew about them or watched them, but
potentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So okay, so now going in blind, coming out blind, what was your opinion, or what was your thoughts on all that, before but afterwards now?
Having spoken with these gentlemen and interviewing them and having them, because we did something different that normally, instead of just doing a one-on-one, which we did that as well.
Sure.
We actually did a massive group interview.
Okay.
And
which you probably got different stories, because people by themselves will not tell the same story as the story with a group of people.
Exactly. And they do correct themselves, which is fun. That makes it even better.
Right.
But it was a master class, just going in there and just listening to these gentlemen. It was you were just embraced by the history.
I imagine it would be cool, and unfortunately, we're losing them. I mean, that's the thing. We don't have the whole team, but we do have quite a few, and some are I'd say a little more hidden than others. So I imagine it was kind of a little bit of a quest to try to track down as many of the players as you could, huh?
Well, luckily we had Miss Amy here to help with that.
That's where we have a connection with some, but some are even a little harder to get a hold of. Yeah.
Mike, I'm glad you mentioned that, because one thing Peter and I are very passionate about in the Historical Society, and Roswell for that matter, through this life of no longer having landlines and some of these individuals not linking in with emails, any listener that might be able to connect another dot, even make a part 2 of Roswell.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
So there's still some unanswered questions, and we'd like to, and we think there's some people out there that are hidden under a few rocks that we need to find here.
I would like to mention, in 2016, we honored them at the Heritage Center. We had Blaine Stribling there. We've lost communication with Blaine Stribling. If somebody listening knows any information about Blaine Stribling, we want listeners to know that we have connections with Jimmy Valdez, Harold Hobson, Farrell Dunham, Tommy Jordan and David Sherry.
Okay.
Coaches, other ball players, family members that are representing those. Let's make it clear, even though this full team, some have passed, their families could represent, right?
Absolutely.
So my hope and goal is to call Peter and say, we need part 2 of this, representing. I think it'd be cool to have representatives, family members of many of the other players.
I agree.
I would almost view this as kind of like when you look at like the Apollo program, and there's all these movies and documentaries and books about the Apollo program, and then there's a few about the wives, the people that actually, if they weren't in the room, none of these people ain't doing nothing. I feel like there's that side of it, the families, the moms, the dads, the siblings, the guy that sponsored the team or bought them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of those stories out there that we would love to bring to light. Bring to the public through a documentary or books or whatever. Would bring that out there, And so please reach out to the Historical Society, and we can get you in touch with Peter directly here to kind of make those connections here, and we would love to hear from you. And if you have, and even if you don't know direct, if you have information on some people, last I heard they're here, that can at least. It's kind of like a detective on a police case. Every little clue puts together the next thing to get you the next thing.
And we see this as an ongoing celebration. So for individuals listening, yes, we are celebrating the 70th anniversary of this championship win. We never stop, right? That's the whole point of the documentary. Right. But we will celebrate throughout the year, and we can do many things. I also want to personally thank Josh Torres and Lions Hondo Little League. Something the Historical Society is so intentional of through history is we talk about the past, we talk about the present, we talk about the future. It's an honor to work with Josh and Lions Hondo. To inspire these kids. The goosebumpy moment for me is when Peter's out there to present this work of art that these young kids inspire, and we see them on TV someday. And we're intentionally doing this right around the time that those men would have won. I get goosebumps talking about it. It's in August.
It's a summer sport. The boys of summer, there's all this baseball. You know what I mean?
And something else I think, I was just praying about it last night, is I think it could unite. We've got Nunop kids that we want to encourage to come out to Lions Hondo, because to us, a win in Roswell. It's a win in Roswell.
Well, it's
whatever.
Well, it's kind of like what you were saying earlier, Peter, about, I kind of grew up in an era where this kind of missed my radar here. Well, certainly if it's missed your radar, it's missing kids that,
Exactly.
And I'm thinking, you're playing on a ball field, and what you're doing here today, it's all because what happened here 70 years ago. And so I would love to see a sea of ball players out there, the little leaguers out there on the 15th, ready to watch that movie too. Bring your families, bring all you ball players and kids that love baseball.
Yes, we do.
Come learn a little bit about the dirt you're playing on every day here, and that's really what I think is cool about this. And so, it happened right where you're standing on that day. My favorite, I told it earlier this morning, because I used to live about 10 years ago. I moved, but I had a house on Sunset Place, which is literally the backyard of the ball field, and so. Every summer, my dog Sissy got 2 or 3 baseballs, because there's one or two kids out there they can knock one out, and they land in my backyard. And I'm sorry that once they're there, that's the dogs. The dog got it. I'd always find 2 or 3 baseballs each season, but I'm not gonna lie. That was dinner sometimes too, because there wasn't the world of DoorDashes and everything, and you're like, I don't feel like cooking. We'd literally walk over the chili Frito pie, nachos. What we got? Hot dog. What we got going on tonight? All right. So I eat dinner there as much as I do watch ball games. So, but again, that's my history with that thing. But I think we all have our own little piece of remembrance from that in some way, shape, or form. And I think the 15th is as much about that as it is about the baseball team, because it all begats that. So if you have those connections to Roswell and baseball and all that. And it doesn't matter if you played 20 years ago, or you're going now, or you're maybe, I'm not old enough yet, but I will be soon. Bring them out to the ballpark on the 15th. It's going to be a fun night. I know we're going to be showing the movie, that we're going to have the screenings.
Right.
Hopefully
We'll start
have
with proclamations.
Yeah.
We'll have national anthem and everything. And anybody that wants to get involved, we would love sponsorships. We'd love grand scale celebrations, right?
Yeah.
Sponsorships. We hope fire departments out there. We want big flags out there. We hope Youth Challenge should be out there presenting flags to present all of this.
We'd love all that.
It's a community celebration.
Maybe
You
a few
don't have to
invaders
be-
if they're still in town at that point.
Well, that's true. But you don't have to be a sports fan to respect this. This is just unbelievable.
It's cool history. It's cool history,
is.
regardless if you're a
It's part
sports
of all
fan or
of us.
not.
It
It's a human history as much as it is a baseball history, and that's what I love about all history, because you can talk about events, a battle of this, the big game here, whatever it is, but when you break it down, it's really about the people that were there and what happened and what it did, and that's where the cool history is. I mean, who begat whom to what to where is kind of the secondary of the history. It's how did we get here?
When you think of that Harold
made that happen?
Hobson name, and we think of agriculture
Yeah.
or the fair, and then you realize, hey, there's so much more to this story.
And really, that's what your
everybody-
documentary is about. Is that it's even though you may have never watched a baseball game in your life, this is your history. This is your lineage in some way, shape, or form. And so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I know obviously everyone's going to get a chance to see it here on the 15th, but for folks that can't wait or want their own copies, is that a feasible thing at this point here?
It is something that's in the pipeline.
Okay. All right, because I know as a filmmaker, you're like, I got to get this bad boy out. People want to see it. One show and that's it. You'll never see it again. Goes into the Disney vault for 30 years and it's not doing it. So Don, do you have a website or anything that people can go and learn a little bit more about you and some of your other films and everything?
Well,
too?
I do have my films on YouTube currently. My previous ones. I have another one called "Censored War on Free Speech" that I did in 2020.
Okay.
And then another one called "Being Baptist."
Okay.
Which was a Christian documentary.
Okay.
That was about
Kind of
2018.
makes sense, the whole title there. You know, like, it's about baseball, too. No, I'm kidding. And now your third one here, Roswell where?
My third personal one, yes.
Okay.
I've worked on other ones as well between then, but third personal one,
Okay.
yes.
How did you? I'm just was curious. How did this path become your path in life? How did you? I mean, obviously you must love filmmaking, but how does one get to where you're at?
Well, I went to ENMU here in Roswell, and studied the film class in the first film class they had out there. And
man, so you're like when they show 20 years of old-timey photos, he'll be in there.
Right?
It's our first class. All black and white.
Oh, no.
And so it's a passion that I just love.
Yeah. Cool.
That's really
So what's because I'm sure you always got like 12 things or 12 irons or like I want to do this, I want to do this, what's kind of the dream sheet for you? Like what areas do you want to tackle next?
Well, as far as topics wise, for the most part, I'm pretty open.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, it's wherever God leads me.
Gotcha.
There you go. That's awesome.
Like, are you in and of yourself a history buff, or did this turn you into one?
Kind of a little bit of both.
Okay.
I've always liked history, but and especially doing documentaries, it helps to understand history more.
Sure. Well, and that's just it. You can't do it properly unless you do the research.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're just spouting a bunch of what you think's.
Well, Mike, the first time he came into the Historical Society, it was evident of his passion
Sure.
of being proud to be part of our area and really wanting to tell our story. It was very evident. And he just radiated, the radiance was just flowing of, just pride and telling our story. So I appreciate all he does
Absolutely.
To celebrate us and our amazing history.
Absolutely. But so folks, I can guarantee you, if you want to see it, come join us on August 15th. It'll be at the Hondo Lions ball field there on
Lions Hondo
Sunset.
Field.
Sunset. It starts at 7:30. I imagine you probably want to get there half hour early to get you situated and get settled. But the
Follow
program
us
adventure
on social media because we're going to work through Lions Hondo. I'm not for sure when actually the gates will open, if you will, or whatever.
But tentatively, that's what we're going to shoot for
That's exactly
everything
right.
here.
And then make sure and mark your calendars for Saturday, August 15th at 7:30. But for sure on Sunday, the 16th at 2. Come out and support both these events and these amazing men and all that they've done. Dewey will be doing a presentation on his book.
And that'll be an air-conditioned comfort at the historical.
There you go. like it. That's right.
The Hondo Field's an awesome field, but we have no control of the weather.
That's exactly right. We want to encourage people to come to our museum because we've got information about all of this. And Mike, we have not said this on the radio, so I have to mention it because I won't be on the radio again. July the 3rd is our 50th anniversary of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico Museum.
That's cool.
Just thinking about, so we'll make a post and thinking about, there's a great picture we've got unveiling that sign and celebrating. So the Historical Society will be open the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. From 1 to 4, we'll have fun door prizes and goodies and treats. So make sure and stop by the museum and make sure and support us at Galacticon too. They'll be autographing books.
Matter of fact, if you're walking around downtown here during the UFO Fest or hitting Galacticon, for those that, just tell those out of town friends, just a couple blocks to the west there is the historical site and the J.P. White home, and like you said, throughout the festival, folks can come on by and tours and talk and learn more about what we are all about there.
But we really want to encourage, Peter and I were just talking before, we're sports fans, but anybody that might be able to help us connect another dot regarding this documentary, whether you have information, want to make contacts with family members, we would want nothing more than all gentlemen to be represented, coaches and just because we did this documentary, we had a handful of men. As far as we see it, there can be a phase 2. We had a unique opportunity from that of Peter's game, and we literally had them all together. That's why we did this with those handful of men. But we will never stop celebrating each and every one.
And what I love about like what you're doing in your work with Dr. because like we said, we're not, time is going to be against us on this one.
Right.
And we have, for as long as humanity exists, their thoughts, their experiences that we can all watch and see, and for as long as, I guess, video's a thing or whatever, till they implant chips or whatever they do next to us, we're good to there.
Right. I know when Dewey was writing his book, there's never, if you have newspaper clippings, images, how important that is for Peter and what he does and everything.
Every little clue helps.
Right.
If you think it's insignificant, it might be like, well, Peter's like, oh, that's the piece I needed. Now it makes sense. So that's why it's, as a guy that was a guy who was in the military, and that they yelled at us a lot about operational security. And this is why they tell you, don't say anything when you're on the phone, talk to your family, because even if you say, I'm here or this and that, they're listening and they'll take that. And then your buddy over here said this thing and said, the next thing you know, they got the whole thing put together. He's doing that for good on this side. So if you have this information, please don't hide it under your basket.
Let us know.
Please share with us.
That's right.
And it could be, even if you think it's trivial or something, you already know this, I'm sure. Maybe we don't.
Like
please
Harold
share it with us.
Thompson's mother kept a very detailed scrapbook.
Gotcha.
I know there's other detailed scrapbooks out there
Sure.
and information that people may think that these are things we can scan in our archive facility,
Absolutely.
keep documentation, and allow these additional dots to be
Well,
connected.
I would imagine,
It's
I would
so
hope
important.
people are inspired and they see things like Peter's documentary or read one of Dewey's books, and they're thinking, I would like to carry the baton, so to speak, and do my own research on that. I mean, it's kind of like you look at events in history. They didn't just start talking about Gettysburg today. They've been talking about it since 1863, and there's been books and things about it since then, and it'll continue to be. And so by creating this today, we are allowing to pave the way for the next generation to either keep the story going or to add to it. And that's what we're talking about.
Big classic documentary next time Roswell wins, right? Come on. We've got to do that.
Well, one thing I would like to say is, the response from this film so far has, because it's won awards in the film festival circuit.
There is. If you go online, go to the Historical Society's Facebook page, you'll see, and I think if you're watching the video, he's kind of put it up on our video thing for those watching the video. But yeah, it's got kind of a synopsis of the film, the bevy of awards it's won, and it kind of gives you, it's like, oh yeah, this is kind of a big deal.
But it was an honor, and ultimately it's not about me, it's about the gentlemen and preserving their testimony in this. Because, you can have all the archival footage in the world, but their testimony is what needs to live on. Because, these gentlemen, again, this is celebrating the 70th. Will there be a 75th?
Well, be honest, I can almost guarantee not all of us are going to be there.
Exactly.
For that one. It's just, I wish I was wrong, but life is what life is.
Right? Well,
it's God's plan, not ours.
One thing I found that was fascinating is the fact that these gentlemen traveled from Roswell, New Mexico to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and won the Little League World Series as underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
This film has gone from Roswell, New Mexico to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and actually been selected as an honorable mention in their film festival.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
So it's kind of
really
come full circle for them.
It's just
And as a guy that grew up on the East Coast, the town of Williamsport is all that's baseball. It's like there's Cooperstown and then there's Williamsport.
Yes.
just saying. That's a fact. Absolutely.
And Cooperstown's where the Hall of Fame is for folks that don't know.
Right.
What are you talking about? But please, we would love to folks come out to the event on August 15th. We will obviously talk more about it as we get closer to the event, but we kind of want to put the early bee in your bonnet. I know most of you are thinking about UFOs and 4th of July and all that right now. But
and we celebrate all that.
And we're going to be all part of that too. Right. And like I said, please get out to Cielo Grande on July 4th for the big citywide celebration. They're going to have the fireworks, of course. They're going to have live music. They're going to have games booth, kind of like the old Sunday in the Park kind of thing with
Independence Day celebration,
picnicking and games and all that kind of stuff. So
we're honored to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
And again, the Historical Society will be open 2nd, 3rd, and 4th from 1 to 4. If you have any information that will help us connect a dot about these gentlemen or anything, call 622-8333 or email me at historydirector@outlook.com. Huge thanks to Peter and Dewey and Josh Torres and everybody just coming together to have a huge celebration.
It's really cool, and I really, on the day of event, I think that's going to be this is the part. Yes, the documentary is going to be great to watch, but hopefully we're going to have some people hanging out together ain't seen each other in a few years, and for you to just be in the room when on the field when this happens in this particular case is kind of a cool thing too. So please come for the documentary, but stay for the human side to see living history 3 feet from you.
That's for sure.
And of course there'll probably be beverages and stuff. It's a ballpark, man. We're gonna probably eat hot dogs and whatnot.
For sure.
Maybe some Cracker Jacks.
It'll be entertainment for all ages.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Too. And then real quick, while we're putting the July 4th and all that too. Of course, we just had the folks from Grace Community last hour join us. You got July 4th. All the fireworks, and then please join Grace Community for their 250 celebration. So if you want to keep it all going, that'll be. And then I'll do another plug on that too, in case folks are just tuning in. Tomorrow morning, at Grace Community Church, they are having their memorial service honoring the 4 souls we lost in the tragic Trans-Aero medevac crash back on May 14th. Right. The doors open at 10. The ceremony services will start at 11. Right. They really would love to invite the public. Trans-Aero is asking for the community to come and be a part of this. Grace Community Church is obviously hosting and helping to make the event happen as well. I believe there will be lunch served afterwards or meals served afterwards. But we'd love to have as much of the community. I was telling them, and it's kind of what I heard a lot of, including in my own family, where a lot of people may have not known these people personally, but some of them like, oh, that was a lady when I had to get medevaced, and she was so great and made it such a pleasant experience. And I've heard countless stories of these folks turning what's for most people, pretty scary situation and making the best out of it. And it's a shame that we lost them the way we lost them. And so it would be awesome if folks could come out tomorrow to be a part of that too.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then come back for August 15th for fun stuff, baseball and movies and history. And I don't want to end on a bummer note, but I want to come and have some fun. And please celebrate the 4th with us at the Historical Society. And when you're tired of looking at aliens and stuff, come on down and check out the and then go back to the aliens when you're done and all of that too. Good. And if there's too many people in Galacticon's air conditioning, it's a little cooler in the JPY at home.
Sure
I'm not saying we got the state-of-the-art
so
AC because it's a historical building and
That's
stuff,
true,
but it is. It is a nice place to cool off.
Right. Sure.
Guys, is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to cover or anything we wanted to mention that I sidebarred us on?
Everything that we've spoken of, I believe, you can go to roswellnmhistory.org.
Yes,
if you have
our
more
website.
Or if you want to have questions for Peter or anything, call the museum. We'll make those connections of anything.
And by the way, if you want to get a copy of Dewey's books or any of John's books, you can go to the website and purchase them there. Yep. And as we find out how we can get a hold of Peter's document.
Oh, yeah, and if you're
documentary,
at the
we'll get that.
Galacticon, we'll have Dewey's book at the Galacticon. I'm just thinking about that because we've had a request already.
So. Yeah, so it's not all aliens and stuff. There's a few historical nuggets in there
And we'll have information. We'll have flyers on Peter's
Should be
documentary.
cosplaying as a historical figure.
Right. See, there you go. We'll throw it all. You know Elaine, she'll support it all.
Absolutely.
At the Galacticon,
well,
that's for
she's
sure.
on our board. She's on that board.
She supports all every bit.
There's a few people in this town that literally just are that are on so many things, and Elaine's one of them. Don Weld, I would say, is another person.
That's for sure.
You know, there's some people in this town that if there's something going on, they're either helping in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So, Peter, it's nice to meet you, and we look forward to seeing the movie here on the 15th, and like I said, go to your now. What do they need to look up on YouTube to find your stuff?
You can either just go to Peter Reddock,
okay,
or just search up the titles, which is again, Roswell Where will be released there.
Okay.
Here in the near future.
Okay.
But the current ones are Censored, War on Free Speech, and Being Baptist.
Very good. And so if you go to YouTube, Peter spells his last name Reddoch. So if you're like, not like Paddock or any of that,
right,
or OCH.
Right.
So if you're like, I don't know if it'll find it in there or not. I don't know, but it's Reddoch. So if you're Googling there or searching, so thank you very much. Appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
And anything else we can do, and I'm sure we'll see you guys a few more times between now and August here. And
it'll be here before we know it.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking, but
It'll just be like that.
You know, like July's like tomorrow or something, right? You know, it's like next week. My wife is already like, don't remind me. I got to go back to work here in like a month now. She's a school teacher.
It's almost like
so there's a lot of people. Shut up, Mike.
Don't talk about it.
Don't rush it too quick. I trust me. I know.
We'll celebrate every minute until then.
And you go blink again, it's Christmas. So
That's true. That's for sure.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Stay dry, cool, or whatever's about to hit us next.
Oh, last but not least, Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico will be thrilled to have Guy Penrod here in December at Grace Community Church.
Oh, is that booked? Is that confirmed?
It's booked and confirmed. If you want more information about the Guy Penrod concert, call 622-8333.
I'm not going to get into a whole story here, but if you don't know how big a deal it is to lock this date down, this is like years in the making. So this is a scoop. Like, I've been here for years. Oh, he's coming. Oh, well,
he's coming.
And
He's coming.
now here's the thing. Here's the deal. We have to guilt him to see his family. That's how we get him here, because he's got family here. And so, he's a busy man. He's a busy man. But we're like, dude, you got to see your family. Why are you here? Might as well bring your guitar and play some new songs or something, right?
That's right.
And so we got him locked down. And now, and I'm joking a little bit on all this.
Huge shout out to Bill and Donna Davis for helping Guy Penrod and Amy.
I'm joking and exaggerating a little bit on this, but it is really cool. It is.
He loves to have fun.
We are blessed because he has family here to join us every few years, and so.
Amen.
But I'm not going to lie, to get him to commit it's pretty hard because he's got a lot going on.
So tickets will be available in September, but if you want more information, call 622-8333. I had to say that because it's exciting news.
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there.
And I don't care what. Every time that man walks around, there's a few ladies that get a little dreamy-eyed. I'm just saying. I've seen it. Firsthand. The man walks through and he's got the flowing hair, and the ladies are like,
he's got that long hair.
And he starts singing. It's like, good Lord, man.
Oh, yeah. We're going to fill up Grace.
Us normal dudes have no chance.
You better be ready. Oh, yeah. We need to get you two together. That's so funny, Mike.
Oh, we hung out before. My wife had dinner with him. She was dreamy-eyed over him then, too. She's like sitting there having dinner with him and everything. I'm like, I'm working.
Yeah, we were working. Oh, right. We're working. Oh, yeah.
But thank you, guys.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The nation's highest court releasing a number of decisions this morning. Among other things, the Supreme Court rejecting...
Summer adventures in New Mexico can lead to unexpected injuries or conditions. Artesia General Hospital and our skilled general surgeons remind you, take steps to avoid surgery while traveling and enjoy outdoor family time. Lift heavy coolers and luggage properly to prevent hernias. Practice safe food handling at picnics to avoid severe infections. Wear protective gear during activities. Clean cuts thoroughly, and don't ignore persistent abdominal pain, swelling, or unusual symptoms. Prevent prevention is best, but if surgery is needed, whether for appendicitis, gallbladder issues, or trauma, our experienced team is here. Dr. Michael Mann, MD, and Dr. Shiamo Pansuriya provide compassionate, expert general surgery care right here at home. For advanced surgical services you can trust, choose Artesia General Hospital. Artesia General Hospital. Healthy summers start here with surgical excellence when you need it.
In ballots.
The Supreme Court ruling 5-4 that the state of Mississippi can count late ballots that arrive after Election Day. The High Court ruling the ballots must be postmarked on or before Election Day and show up within 5 business days.
Correspondent Laura Winters. Also today, the High Court has agreed to consider the constitutionality of Arizona's voting laws, requiring proof of citizenship for voter registration as well as the regular purging of the state's voter rolls. The Supreme Court says Fed Governor Lisa Cook can keep her job for now, while at the same time upholding other firings by President Trump. And the justices rejecting Mr. Trump's appeal of a $5 million jury verdict in the E. Jean Carroll sexual assault and defamation case. It is a race against the clock in earthquake-stricken Venezuela.
Search and rescue efforts continue 4 days after 2 powerful earthquakes shook northern Venezuela. But Venezuelans are criticizing their government, saying the response to the quakes was inadequate. Citizens also say civilian-led search and rescue efforts have hindered emergency response efforts. Meanwhile, rescuers continue to free survivors from mountains of debris.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart, SRN News, and our parent company Salem Media are partnering with Christian nonprofit Food for the Poor to rush emergency aid to the victims of this tragedy. Listeners wanting to help can find an online banner at the top of our website, srnnews.com. President Trump says U.S.-Iran talks, they're on for tomorrow in Doha, Qatar. Wall Street stocks sharply higher. The Dow is up about 313 points. The Nasdaq ahead 308 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Andy Burnham, on track to be Britain's next Prime Minister, is announcing plans to give more power to local governments, part of efforts to spread wealth and economic growth in the UK. In today's speech, Burnham is outlining his 10-year vision for good growth in every postcode. His plan includes moving part of his prime ministerial operation to Manchester and giving regional mayors more control over housing, welfare, and education. Burnham, a favorite to replace Prime Minister Keir Starmer, aims to replicate his successful approach as Greater Manchester's mayor. In the race between the U.S. and China to develop artificial intelligence, the battle over hardware and computing power is heating up as Chinese companies like Huawei overtake global industry leaders like NVIDIA in their home market. NVIDIA's Jensen Huang is a celebrity in China, but that's no guarantee of success as his company struggles to sell its advanced chips in China. News and analysis at townhall.com. A trial balloon just recently sent aloft by California Governor Gavin Newsom is already drawing fire.
The Democratic governor says it's time for a national billionaire tax to address inequality and fund public priorities. But conservatives are blasting the idea as economic overreach, warning it would punish success, drive investment overseas, and face serious constitutional hurdles. Republican critics say taxing accumulated wealth, not income, could hurt job creation and trigger legal challenges. The proposal has no immediate path in Congress, but it's already sharpening the debate heading into the election cycle. Ron Taylor reporting.
In South Carolina, Alex Murdaugh's retrial on murder charges and the killings of his wife and son begins today with a pretrial hearing. The pretrial hearing aims to set deadlines for evidence exchange as well as set out a schedule for future proceedings. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Yes.
The Monday before all the UFO Festival, Galacticon, and, of course, July 4th celebrations here.
Yes. Everything getting underway. Officially, Thursday, I believe, is the unofficial start of festivities.
Matter of fact, I just got I got a thing Friday from the city.
Okay.
As far as closures go and all that good stuff.
Well, I know Wednesday, Galacticon are going to be doing their karaoke at Backdraft Barbecue.
Yeah.
That's going to be kicking things off.
And as far as the street closures go, beginning Wednesday, July 1st at 6 a.m. until Sunday, July 5th at 1 p.m. Main Street between 6th Street and Alameda will be closed. So they're going to close it down Wednesday at 6 in the morning.
All the way from Alameda to 6th.
To 6th Street, yes. With the exception of the intersection of 2nd and Main, you can go
across
east-west. Across 2nd, you can't turn north-south onto Main.
Right.
The festival does take place July 2nd through the 4th, with street closures the day before, the start of the event the day after for accommodating setup and tear down. During the UFO parade on Friday, July 3rd, there will be an additional section of Main Street closed from 7:30 till about 10, a little earlier if the parade ends earlier.
Right.
And that section of Main Street will be closed immediately south of College Boulevard, where the parade, they stage the parade and set it up there. So they'll have that closed that for that 7:30 to 10 or whatever it is.
So for during the parade event
on Friday the 3rd,
plan to take side roads.
There you go.
And plan to take side roads off the beaten path, because everybody else is going to be on the side roads that you're thinking.
Yes.
And thusly, it's going to cause some traffic choke-ups.
I know that you know that I know that I'm going to take this road. Therefore, you're going to. I will take this road.
Oh, I'll travel all the way down to Atkinson to avoid having to deal with 16 cars at a 4-way stop.
It'd be nice to have the Jetsons car.
It really would,
because you could just boop, right over it. Speaking of which, I did get a text update this morning.
Oh yeah.
A photo of the Jetsons car gassing up in Missouri. Because unlike future technology, it still needs...
It runs on unleaded.
Unleaded to get us here. I'm assuming. Could be diesel. I don't ask. I'm assuming it's unleaded. But gassing up in I guess, beautiful full moon to guide them during their stop at the gas station at the Pocahontas BP in Illinois. The officer got a picture with him in the Coach 8 there.
Like I said, the officer, which means, of course, he's already dealing with stops.
There you go. So there he is.
Very cool. Very cool.
So it is en route, and
Yes.
that was about half hour ago. So it was in Missouri about a half hour ago. Was that update there? So
Personally, I think he should just convert it to the suitcase.
There you
tuck
go.
that in his regular car and just bring that. It's
And
a
then
lot,
pop it
lot
out.
more inconspicuous. You know?
let Rosie carry it.
Right.
The housekeeper.
Hey, Mr. J. I always wondered about that accent. It's like none of the family has that accent. Why does just the robot have that? Sorry, Mr. J.
They wanted to program a nice Long Island.
Long Island. I don't know about that, Mr. J.
Well, that kind of makes sense. I'm going to guess the writer's mom's from Long Island, and so anything motherly sounds like that to them.
Right.
Speaking of the Galacticon, though,
all I can hear now is just Rosie from the Jetsons delivering the pause attraction speech from my cousin Vinny. You can't stop because he didn't have that kind of pause attraction.
I get that whole thing she does. That whole.
Bing, bing, bing.
That's they talk with their whole body.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Galacticon will be taking place here. Like you said, Wednesday they're going to have the dinner at meet and greet, cosplay, and that's going to be. Is that at the
Backdraft Barbecue?
Backdraft,
Yeah,
Backdraft.
Third Street Station.
Traditionally, it's at Peppers, but for obvious reasons, it's not at Peppers this year. So, and then the actual event itself will start there July 2nd, going on through July 4th. It's going to be right downtown, across from the UFO Museum, and it used to be the Roswell Furniture Gallery. For those who've been here a minute, and
as Elaine pointed out, people I guess locally call it the Lazy Boy.
Yes. Well, good news is it'll be one of the few places you can stroll on in for some air conditioning during that time. And so, but yeah, you can get day passes. You can get a whole pass that'll get you in during the Galacticon. Go visit RoswellGalacticon.com for more information, for tickets, all the different vendors, they're going to have life-size monsters that you can get your pictures with, and actually they're just collecting donations, and it's going to the Capitan fire relief stuff, so it's kind of local and all that, so it's cool. Of course, the Jetsons car will be there. It is en route, and unless something major happens between here and Missouri, he should be here with us.
It is one of those vehicles you really don't want to get into an accident with.
No. I can't imagine it's the most comfortable ride.
Right.
It's a lot of hours in that thing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Like, you're tired after riding that thing.
Man, I just spent, the ride back was 6 hours in the back seat of a pickup truck. And let me tell you what, it's when you're in a confined space, you really feel it after days afterwards. So,
and if you don't have the technology of the Jetsons, or you can just over.
Hopefully he's getting a chance to get out and stretch the legs a bit,
Yep.
Maybe he's got that little treadmill thing.
Well, maybe he's got a little Flintstones with his Jetsons, and he can push the car with his feet. But anyway, you can see it for yourself here in Galactic. Matter of fact, they're going to join us on Thursday.
Nice.
Which I got to talk to Sean, depending on my wife here. I just found out some information. That's a conversation we're going to have off air. But but of course, the Ghostbusters will be there. The Stormtroopers, they'll have the robots. All of that's going to be back this year too. And of course, if you're looking for collectibles and the cosplay and all that, they got you covered. So go to RoswellGalacticon.com for information there. There was something else I was going to mention. Oh, I talked about this on Friday when you all were gone, and but I mentioned it to Jocelyn. There is a show that I got into.
Yeah.
On Netflix called Outlast.
Okay.
Paul was familiar with it, but it's basically Survivor meets Alone.
Oh, is it reality?
Yes.
Okay.
And basically, it's they have these they have teams. People divide up into teams. There's 2 seasons. There was a season that came out about a year ago, and then they just put out season 2 here a couple weeks ago. And basically, the teams. It's kind of cutthroat, where they basically, one team is going to win $1 million. There's got to be at least 2 people on the team. And that's pretty much it. You can change teams. You can do this. There's stealing. There's, it's kind of a Survivor meets.
It's Survivor.
But it's a little darker. And it's team-based. And
Core rule, they must stay in a team to win.
Yeah, it's really entertaining. Season 1's good. Season 2 was more entertaining because the people are a little more. You know how like first season of something people don't really know the game, but now there's another season of the belt. The people that are in it are like, okay, I know how this is played now.
So basically, they get dropped in as lone wolves, and they have to form their own teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and like for season 2, they basically said there's 3 camps. One has a fire advantage, one has a shelter advantage, one has a hunting advantage.
Okay.
Go to whatever camp you want to go to.
Gotcha.
And so they ended up where 6 went to one, 5 went to the others.
Mm-hmm.
And then the group of 6 said, you got to kick somebody off. You're not allowed to have 5. And then, so right away they had to boo. And then.
But they knew that was going to happen because they had.
Well, they didn't know that until they got there. They learned it once they got to their camp.
No, but I'm saying the producers knew that was going to happen.
Oh, yeah, the producers did.
Because there was one extra person.
But here's the thing. Now this person has 24 hours to get to a team or bail out. And that's where it kind of gets interesting. And it's like, wait a minute, I can provide this. Do you know this guy? You know, it gets interesting. So, but yeah, Jocelyn's going to love it because she loves the same kind of shows like that I do. And
yeah,
she's going,
I'm curious.
I think you dig it too because you were a Survivor fan.
Well, I was a Survivor fan until they started.
So it wasn't about Survivor?
Dirtying up my soda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I liked what I liked, and then they just started adding stuff to it.
It was more about finding immunities and treasures in the survival
and
part.
going to some island to trade for something.
And then they're like, well, Fear Factor did good. We're going to make them eat bugs more often. And it's like, that's fine, but it became less about survival and more about how well your social dynamics are.
I think when you take the idea of Fear Factor and you put them in a house together, that's. I mean, number one, you're not just going to have to deal with one episode's worth of nonsense. You're going to have to deal with the season.
Well, like Survivor always did that too. They're like, oh, we're going to have one episode. We're going to make you gross things to get nice things, you know. And so the show became more about that than you know, hey, how do I get fire? Hey, how do I leave tonight? How am I going to get food? You know. And I like that part, and this brings all that back in. So yeah, it's called Outlast, and the good news is 2 full seasons. They released it. Boom, boom, boom.
Turns out the third, I guess it's currently
it's the one that's in the jungle.
Yeah, this one's actually in the jungle. The first 2 were in Alaska.
Yeah, and I've watched those.
Okay. Yeah, it got renewed for a 3rd season, premiered in June 2024.
And the one in Alaska is good. I mean, those are good too, but the one in the jungle's my favorite. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. Like I said, one of my favorite things about finding something is being able to get in on the ground floor of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really sucks when you're like, say for example, pro wrestling. If you're like trying to become a WWE fan now, you have to like learn everybody's backstory. That's why when AEW came along, I was like, oh cool, I can jump into the base and learn everybody from the get go.
Yeah,
and that's sort of that's how a fandom is born in me, is from the base level. So something like this, it's early enough in its production I can get into, I think.
Right. So. Well, and that's why, and to be honest, especially this season where, you know, each group's had the advantage. And so like with fire making, you know, so the people that they got ferro rods. So, you know, and anybody that knows it really in the world of wilderness survival, a ferro rod's like having a lighter. It's pretty resilient as long as you can get some kind of dry wood.
It's like having a lighter that never runs out of fuel. That's the beauty of a ferro
as long as you
rod.
don't lose it or screw it up. But then they were like, well, okay, so there's that, or the friction with the bow method. And I'm like,
I literally got into this conversation with somebody the other day.
Yeah.
There's a knife.
I said, you know how hard it is to get that fire that
There's
way?
a survival knife on the market right now I was kind of looking at, and it's got a divot in the handle.
Yeah.
And the divot is specifically to help with bow drill fire starting. I'm like, is that really still a thing in the world of magnesium and fire starters and all of these quick light methods? Are people really still doing bow drills?
Well, and that's the thing I liked in this one, because that was kind of like the thing. Well, they got that, and they're all kind of going to this and doing all that. And I'm like, y'all dumb. I was like, and finally somebody figured it out, and I was kind of screaming at the TV for like half a minute or half an episode about it, and it was literally, they had some things like they had binoculars. I'm like, you got binoculars. You have a sunny day. That's way easier than trying to rub a bow. And finally, somebody figured that out and lit a fire like in 10 minutes.
I watched a guy start a fire with a little piece of like a corner of a sandwich bag that had water in it.
Yeah.
He took that and he kind of tightened it up, made a balloon, and he started a fire with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's ways. You don't have to use such complicated.
And that's what I said. And it's, to be honest, it's a machismo thing. That friction thing, I did it once when I was a teenager in Boy Scouts when I had to do 3 different finds. And it took me dang near the whole week to get it going. I finally did it. It is the least efficient way to do it. And like, well, that's how the ancient fine. But then we figured out other ways to do it.
Exactly.
And you know what?
We used to use sharpened bits of stone, but then we figured out steel was the thing. I mean, that we move on.
And by the way, people that had to resort to that method, then they had other ways of storing fire. They kept coals in different ways that they could carry around like a little backpack, and then they could blow on it or just do a minimal thing to it to get it going again.
There's fire
methods for all
that I've been looking at getting. It's got a collapsible bellows, which is, for exactly that scenario. You fold out the whole thing and you can, blow on your. But again, if you're, getting enough of an ember, you don't necessarily need to put that much oxygen in it. You've got enough live fire.
You got a mouth and set of lugs, you can get her going.
Right.
But my point is, that made me happy. I'm like, finally, someone realized there's more than 2 ways to start a fire that not requiring a match. Like there's so many different ways you could do this.
If I'm ever allowed to go to do like one of these things and get like a survival, like a personal item to take, chapstick. I already thought about it. Chapstick. It's brilliant because it's petroleum.
Yeah.
It is a fire starter in a tube,
And it protects
Not to mention, I'm moisturized.
There you go. That's right.
Covered. Kissable lips and
You only
fire.
get 1 tube, or you get like a 3-pack or something?
Well, if your personal item, if you can go do the one thing, I would just do that.
Yeah, but I went to like Costco and got a 6-pack.
I brought my personal item. It's my flat top grill.
It's my Blackstone.
My Blackstone, yeah.
It's this mobile house.
Yeah, I brought this Airstream. It's my personal item.
Problem is the crapper's full.
Maybe my favorite of the memes I've seen so far from the reflecting pool is the one with Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
Dumping the
People are having a good time
So
with that
good.
one. I'll
So
tell you. It's fun.
And then the corner is old RFK Jr. just going for a swim.
To pull back the curtain, the reflecting pool is only about a foot and a half.
18 inches
about
deep.
a foot and a half deep. As a guy that's actually, I haven't been in it. I've waded through the wreck.
So you're saying it was you?
It was me.
Okay.
But I just know, like 4th of July and stuff, when they had the concerts, and there's people. Oh yeah, there's people. Kids were getting out in the reflecting pool, and now if adults are doing it, they get like, what the heck? But like if it was a kid, people weren't saying anything. They weren't like floating around swimming, but walking around with your feet in the shorts.
I saw Forrest Gump. Man. I know what's up.
Yeah, it's not as majestical as when people would make it out to be. But anyway,
a lot of running through that.
It is a really cool place. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
It's like the Stanley Cup. Things have happened to that.
Nowadays, with that kind of access to the reflecting pool, you're going to need your whole motorcade.
That's right.
Bring the heavy car too. Let's bring out the beast.
By the way, this weekend, honey butter biscuit number 2.
Yeah, we made a fan out of you.
I had me run for it specifically on
Awesome.
Saturday. Yeah.
I had a very Jewish breakfast yesterday.
Yeah?
Because we ended up Misty's favorite breakfast place is Einstein Brothers Bagels. We were giving her crap the whole weekend about it. Like, oh, there's one. Finally, we were like, you know what? We had unique food. Let's go to Einstein. So we went to Einstein on the way back, and I had a Nova Lux bagel.
Nice
bagel, smoked salmon, cream cheese.
Delicious.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Some people put sprouts on it too. Not my bag, but
capers was.
No, I've seen people put actual bean sprouts on it too.
Yeah. I like a nice bean sprout.
I like Einstein, love it. Here's my only knock. I worked for the competition when I was like 18, 19, Chesapeake Bay Bagel back, and I think our quality was better than Einstein. But that's just me.
Well, you need to let the people who you worked for know that they were sleeping on a fantastic name, Chesapeake Bagel.
That's what it was. Chesapeake.
You said Chesapeake Bay Bagel.
It's not that. It's Chesapeake Bagel Factory.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I over.
I'm like, if they
added words.
Aren't doing bagel.
Yes, Chesapeake Bagel Factory is
okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. I added a word.
I'm disappointed in you, Chesapeake Bay.
Well, and they were a chain like all through D.C., Virginia area. I think there's a few left, but not many. They're kind of like White Castles. They just show up every once in a while. I was going to hit you with Tim Moore. I was like, nope, you won't know that reference. I was going to say
Hortons? I know Hortons.
I was going to say Arthur Treachers, but that ain't going to help nobody.
I mean, you want to talk about a double-double. That's 2 creams, 2 sugars, by the way.
I was going to say Friendlies, but no, 6 people know what that is. So, yeah, I went with White Castle.
You have to remember, I'm a fan of Canadian comedy, so
right.
I know from Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Well, Tim Hortons is literally the McDonald's of Canada.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Those people love them some donuts. And he was a hockey player, Tim Hortons.
Oh, is that what that is? See, I always just thought it was a dude. I always thought it was like Bob Evans.
He was a who.
He was a who.
Horton heard a who. All right, we need to get our interview going.
Yes.
We interviewed the pastors from Grace Community Church. We talked a little bit about Saturday's ceremony. It was on Friday. And so there's a part of it we invite folks out to that. That has happened, but hopefully most people got a chance to participate in that. They do want to invite everyone out to their 250 anniversary celebration, the America's 250 celebration church services they're going to have on Sunday. They're dedicating a new flagpole in between the morning and late morning services, and so they got a lot of events planned and stuff. So we'll play that interview for you here in just a few minutes.
Very good.
I was going to say the morning and morning and late morning service.
Morning and later morning.
It's all in the morning. So.
Yep.
Before we do any of that, though, let's do this. Let's get you up to date with the weather. Then we'll take a commercial break, and then we'll have the interview on the other side. Don't go away. You are listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll have some sunshine today, more hot temperatures. We do have a very slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Little bit of moist air getting in from northern Mexico. We'll have sunshine for the most part, though, going up to about 100, few clouds overnight, and about 70. Slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day on Tuesday. Mix of sunshine and clouds and upper 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Spring is here, and Fulkerson has a few spring HVAC tips to help you get ready. Check for uneven temperatures from room to room. Replace your filter and pay attention to sounds that your unit makes. A professional spring checkup helps catch these issues early. And with the right fit membership from Fulkerson, you can rest assured knowing your unit is ready. With biannual maintenance and a reduced dispatch fee, even in the middle of the night. Call 575-319-9984 to find out more. Fulkerson Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Roswell and surrounding areas.
Looking for a proven solution for facial wrinkles and the loss of facial firmness? At Care Valley Dental, we offer expert Botox treatment designed to soften fine lines, smooth wrinkles, and create that refreshed look that you want. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher, and as facial professionals, we are the true experts with advanced training and precision you expect. You owe it to yourself to experience why Care Valley Dental is the expert in Botox treatment.
Come see the team at Care Valley Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell, or call 575-622-4455. Looking for a driving job with steady work and real benefits? BDS Enterprise is hiring CDL drivers now. If you want lots of work, plenty of hours, and weekends off, this could be your next move. BDS Enterprise offers top-tier insurance coverage for you and your family, plus paid life insurance. Ready to get behind the wheel with a company that keeps you moving? Contact Louis Barnes today at BDS Enterprises, 1705 Green Street in Carlsbad, or call 575-689-8324. BDS Enterprise is an equal opportunity employer.
Exciting news for Southeast New Mexico. The Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico in Carlsbad, home to Dr. Amanda Ryan's trusted cardiology care for over 13 years, is now part of Current Clinic. That means world-class electrophysiology services right here in Southeast New Mexico. No more 3-hour drives to see a specialist. Current Clinic is bringing advanced, life-changing treatment for atrial fibrillation, AFib, and other heart rhythm disorders close to home. Early intervention for AFib can dramatically lower your risk of stroke, and our goal is to help our community understand just how important that is. You and your loved ones deserve comprehensive, cutting-edge heart care without leaving town. If you're experiencing an irregular heartbeat or AFib symptoms, expert care is now available locally. Visit currentclinic.com today to learn more and schedule your consultation. Current Clinic, easy access to comprehensive AFib care right here in Southeast New Mexico.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6839. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6839. That's 800-575-6839. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from Grace Community Church, we have Pastor Nate Marsh and Pastor Kenny Lewis joining us this morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Anytime. And Pastor Kenny Lewis joining us this morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Anytime. Staying cool. I know it's already, the thermostat's already kicking up out there.
I heard the weather report while we were sitting in the lobby. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Well, fortunately, the AC's working good at Grace Community Church.
Yes.
So whatever it's going to be next weekend, it'll be cool and comfortable on the inside.
That's right.
Here.
It's working hard.
Before we do talk about next week, inviting everyone out for the 250 celebration. Tomorrow we are having a special event at Grace Community Church. I mentioned it a couple times on the show here, but they are having the memorial service to honor the 4 lives that were lost in the tragic plane crash here on May 14th with the Aero Medevac folks here. But they do want to invite folks to come to the church tomorrow as part of that service and as a community celebrate and grieve together.
It really is. Yeah, it's a community event, and so doors open at 10. The memorial begins at 11. And they want this to be just a community gathering. And so we would love to have anyone from the community who wants to be a part of that. And they are serving a meal afterwards, and they have tents set up, so there will be shade. But it really is a great opportunity for us to just recognize the lives that were lost.
Absolutely.
And I hope that anyone in our community who's able to can make it. We'd love to have you.
Spend some time here. When this happened, it was like you don't realize how much like 4 souls can the spider web of the impact those people had, and you don't realize it sometimes until something like this happens.
Right.
And like, for instance, my wife and there was a couple other people, they said, when I was medevac, I think that was one of the, and she was so nice, and like they were kind of like, oh my goodness, I think that was one of the people that when I had an issue, and I've heard 2 or 3 people kind of like, I think that's, and they were kind of, and I remember they're very, so it's one of those things. So yes, I think it's great that we have this opportunity as a community to do this. So please, if you feel the need or would like to, come join us. Like I said, doors open at 10, but the service will start about 11, and stick around. I believe they're going to serve lunch afterwards too. So good deal.
Absolutely.
Then join us a week later for a more happier occasion.
That's right. 250 celebration.
Yeah. Of course, I was kind of mentioned earlier, July 4th is Saturday, and we're going to celebrate America. Well, Sunday, the 5th, is the Lord's Day, but we're going to carry that celebration into America at Grace Community Church, and you guys are going to have your normal church service, but this one's going to be turned up to 11 with our 250 and celebrating America incorporated into our faith as well here.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So I'll kind of turn it over. What's on tap for next Sunday here?
Yeah. So we've been excited about this. Several months ago, we were recipients of a grant through the Woodman Life for a brand new flagpole for our American flag.
Perfect.
And we want to just spend some time dedicating that. And so we held off on the dedication just until the 250 celebration. So we're going to do a few different things during our worship service. Of course, there's going to be patriotic music. There's going to be a way where we're going to ask people to pray and specifically be able to write some of those prayers down.
Okay.
And hundreds of those prayers, if not more, will be posted in our lobby as just kind of a memorial.
Gotcha. So put a little... because prayers are prayers.
Yeah.
But if you can all right, we're going to make like a prayer bubble chart so we can make the prayer more effective.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, when I think
that's how I sort out things in my head.
When I think about the visual and, you know, several hundred prayers being posted all together,
sure,
people can go by and just see this. And what we're going to do, we're going to spend 40 days.
Okay.
After that point, just really dedicating that prayer back to America.
Nice.
And so that's something to look forward to. But the dedication for the flagpole will be in between both of our worship services.
Okay.
So it will begin around 10:15 in the morning. And it'll be out in the courtyard.
Okay.
I know it'll be warming up, but we'll make it.
But by then, it won't be the full hot yet.
Right.
And we'll keep it, relatively, we'll be back inside soon.
Yeah, exactly. And our courtyard has plenty of shade.
Sure. Yes.
So, we want to dedicate our new flagpole, of course. We want to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor Kenny is going to lead us in song. And for the first 100 people who are able to get out there, we're going to have a special bracelet just to kind of commemorate the day.
A collector's memento.
That's right. But it really is a time where we can come together specifically on, the Sunday following July 4th, just to really lift our country and our leaders up in prayer.
Absolutely. And I like that because the flag ceremony is kind of sandwiched between the two services. So if you prefer to attend an early service, stick around afterward or come early and then stay for the later service after.
And I know other churches in our community are doing different things.
Sure.
And, so if it fits, we would love anyone from the community who can just come and be a part of that courtyard.
Absolutely.
Service.
We're all celebrating the same thing,
That's
God
exactly.
in America.
Exactly.
And we're we can do that together in a group. And,
exactly.
and that's something that I'm pretty... I'm not native to Roswell. I've been here more of my life here than I have where I grew up in Maryland. But that being said, I'm not native here. But one thing I've always noticed and appreciating, and I appreciate more having not grown up here, is the fact that, the church community, regardless of if your church is on 2nd Street or Main Street or up here or down here or wherever it is, there is that collective where I think the leadership of each of the churches all have a great relationship, and it is very common for we as a community to have multiple churches together, all working in concert for the same thing. And sometimes tragedy has put us in those positions, but not always. Most of the time it's because that's the right thing to do. And I always, and just me growing up where I grew up in DC area and stuff, where you don't have that as much. So it's nice to see that. And I think people that have been born and raised here, you're blessed there. And I don't think you realize that's not the case everywhere.
That's right.
So enjoy. So take advantage of that.
Well, on July the 19th, we're hosting a citywide prayer and praise at Grace.
Okay.
And we've been doing that about once a quarter, and it goes from different churches. So I'll invite some of the worship pastors from the other churches, and they'll help me lead worship. And then we'll have the senior pastors come in and read scripture and prayer. So that's exactly what you're talking about. Churches coming together for a common goal, a common cause. It's always amazing.
Absolutely. And I imagine in your own kind of leadership circles, because some churches have folks that, they've been doing this a long time. So there's always that synergy of, you always gather wisdom from your elders kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And so, I'm sure there is a bit of that mentorship a little bit going on amongst the churches too.
Yeah.
So, but big picture here, we'd love to come join us here on July 5th. Please. Come celebrate America with us. If you don't have a church home, this is a great day to learn more about Grace Community Church, obviously. And they're going to have all their best party dress on for that day.
It will probably look a lot like red, white, and blue, I'm sure.
Exactly. And of course, we want to encourage folks, come in your own red, white, and blue. And so we want to make it a sea of red, white, and blue here for everybody here. Right. And of course, it's good. Without church, there's going to be food and fun. There's going to be a lot of that fun and fellowship, in between the service and prayer. So come and meet your neighbors, meet your family, meet your friends, and things like that. It's much of that as it is. We're the big pictures. We're celebrating God. We're celebrating America. But there's so much more healing and helping that goes on over a cup of coffee and a donut,
Yeah. I love it when a community can come together for those things.
Absolutely. If folks have more information about or want more information about this, I know we can always go, the Grace Community Church has your Facebook page. You can always follow, and get information there. You can go to the Grace Community website, which I always just Google. What's the actual web address?
RoswellGrace.com.
There you go. You can easily Google Grace Community Church Roswell, and it's the first
we'll pop up.
Yeah. That's usually what I do.
Yeah, that works.
And but while we got you here, just outside of our big event next Sunday here, just kind of give folks the rundown of your typical week at the church. If for folks looking for a church home, just some of the things and services that you guys offer for folks.
Yeah, well, I can always talk, but Pastor Kenny is our worship pastor, so I would love for him.
This is his
area. They just give me a 30-minute slot once a week, so I'd love for him to just kind of share what happens on a typical Sunday morning.
Yeah. So typically we start. I pick music typically a week or two in advance.
Okay.
So we prepare. The bands come together on Thursday night, bands and praise team and our tech team, and we do a full run through. And then we get there early Sunday morning, do the same thing. So we want to make sure that what we do is honoring, it's excellent, and is not a distraction.
Sure.
So yeah, I love our worship teams. I'm from Houston originally. This is the smallest town I've lived in. I love it. I've told people I will never move back to a town like Houston.
You probably laugh when people complain about traffic, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But
were you on Main Street? It took me 10 minutes to get from one end to the other.
I've been here almost 9 years now, and so I start to complain about traffic, too.
It does, yeah.
They say, I got to go all the way to Walmart. Well, that's 10 minutes, Yeah, exactly.
Well, this is why the delivery business makes the millions of dollars it does.
Yeah, exactly. But no, we've got a lot of things every week. Every day of the week, we have things going on. We have a Celebrate Recovery group that meets on Friday night.
Yeah. You guys host. I mean, yes, your church home and you have your church thing, but you do allow your facilities to offer a lot of other groups that do good work for the community to set up shop and call their place home.
Almost every day of the week, we've got something in there.
Yeah. I know you used to host the VFW guys too, but they have grown and found their own place now too. But I think they were home there for a couple of years there too.
Yep.
So
I remember the meeting.
Yeah. So but as far as like with children's services, talk a little bit about some of that stuff for the stuff that doesn't happen on Sundays. For the rest of the week, kind of the family side of the church, I guess you could say.
Yeah. So we just moved into a family ministry model.
Okay.
We have a newer children's pastor, youth pastor, and we also have a family pastor, and they really head up everything next generation.
Okay.
They just got back from camp. They're doing swim days. People with families, especially with families with kids who are either students or children.
Sure.
Will always have things to do. From the very plant of Grace Community Church, when Rick Hale was here, the mission has always been to help people find and fulfill God's purpose for their lives. And so that's what we do. And we have a lot of fun doing it. But we have, large church, but we have small groups that meet all throughout the week. I think we currently have over 30 small groups that run, not only in our facility, but also sometimes in folks' homes. And you're right. I think one of our desires has been, especially over the last few years, is we see our building as a way for the community to be able to use that. And so we do have a lot of groups that come in and use, and we just feel like it's a blessing to be able to give back to our community in that way, to allow them to use our beautiful facility.
And this is something that, I've always admired, and obviously this started long before you guys with Pastor Rick. Rick, but it's always, like you said, a large church, but it doesn't have a large church feel, if that makes sense, because... Right. And coming from Houston, you probably see this way more than here. You can literally get into a church. It's like college. If there's a difference between going to class at UNM versus ENMUR. There's like 20 people in here and 300 in one of these.
Right.
And churches can get that way too. And sometimes it's hard to serve the flock when it's that big, and you can get lost in the. And Grace Community Church has always been able to juggle that. Now you're not Houston mega church numbers and all that, but to have a big congregation on Sunday and still keep it where there's Joe, there's Sue, there's Bob, there's, you know what I mean? And so that I've always admired that's something that Grace has always been able to kind of juggle both there a little bit.
I love that kind of connectability when, people come in for the very first time, their family. And that's, we use that terminology a lot, but we mean it. And so we're a large family. But we love to be able to just connect people in. And,
Absolutely.
It's so neat, like what you said, when someone comes in for the very first time, they're like, oh, there's Sue or there's Bob. Or, and next thing you know, they're sitting together in an aisle. And, it's a wonderful thing.
Sure,
so.
Absolutely. So if you've never been, or maybe it's been a while, and you're come on down, and come this Sunday. You don't have to wait till next Sunday.
Right.
Come out this Sunday.
We are having worship this Sunday too.
Yeah, sorry, we're taking this Sunday off to. But it's not like the furniture store.
Right.
We're going to be closed Friday and Saturday, but Sunday we're going to not doing that.
Yeah. And one of the great things that Pastor Nate's been doing for the past couple of months is that at the end of the service, he and some of us other pastors, we are down at front. We want to meet new people. We want new people to come to be able to talk to us, to get to know us, introduce ourselves. So
Absolutely.
that's been really cool.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, imagine you guys have, because you got big shoes to fill, and I imagine a lot of people are like, you're not Rick. I know, but we spent a lot of time with Rick. We know Rick for a year.
Yeah. I was so pleased though, not only with just the church, but with Roswell in general, because Rick was loved.
Yeah.
And I knew what it would be potentially like to step in.
Sure.
Because those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful to the community as a whole, because really they have accepted me pretty well.
Okay.
If you haven't, please don't write in. I don't want to hear that. But no, I've been here for a little over 2 years, and my family and I, we really feel at home.
Yeah.
So.
Well, now you got your roots are getting set now
absolutely.
here. But this kind of reminds me of I've done this show since 2015, but for this company I work for, we have Artesia stations, and that's where kind of the main. So for 8 years I did the morning show in Artesia there, and during that time, and you've been here long enough to know how football in Artesia and how that works down there. And so for many years, they had a man named Jim Wilburn that was the voice of the Bulldogs. And for many years, he was a former teacher. He coached basketball for them, and he did the morning show. But then he was the voice of the Bulldogs, and he had his catchphrase, and that, my friends, is another Bulldog. And, he's like Harry Carey, Howard Cosell, you name it. He was that for Artesia. Well, he retired, moved to Lubbock. So me and my boss, Gene, get to take over the next year for Artesia Bulldogs. And that was a down year for the team, and they didn't make the playoffs. Oh, my gosh.
Did they blame you?
Oh, yeah. We were blamed. We were not Jim. Put it this way, for one season, I was a part of that. The rest of the year, I'm back here pushing buttons. So I know what you're going through.
Yeah. Well, Nate's done a phenomenal job of coming in. Nate is an incredible leader, just like Rick was.
Absolutely.
So it's been great.
Absolutely.
I love Nate and his family. I'm so happy he's our senior pastor. I not just because he's sitting here, but it's true. He's got so much experience.
Well, and you can see the proofs in the church.
Absolutely.
Because let's face it. When you think of a man of Rick's stature leaves, you're thinking there might be a gap in the line here a little bit. And there hasn't been.
And I had to follow Mary Hale, his wife, for the music. So there were definitely some big shoes for us to fill.
Yeah, you heard a thing or two about a thing or two from time to time.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's but church Grace. The one thing about Grace that brought me to Grace was not only there's so much talent there for a musician, but Grace is really what that church is all about. Yeah. It's about loving. You walk in the door, I guarantee you can't get to your seat without somebody smiling to you and welcoming you. I guarantee it won't happen. Yeah. So it's just a great church.
Now people are going to try on Sunday.
People try all the time and they can't do it. They can't make it.
Can't happen.
I'm going to be preaching and everyone's going to have a mean looking face.
That's right.
What happened?
It's like ice cream. You can't be mad when ice cream comes.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
Exactly.
But folks, please join us July 5th. For our America's 250 celebration service. It'll be the 2 normal service times, but everything's expanded. And of course, in between, we'll have the dedication of the new flagpole that's been kind of years in the coming here. Yeah. And we'll finally, officially, welcome it to the thing. And it'd be kind of neat. Maybe some of those kids that'll be out there on Sunday, 20, 30 years from now, and maybe we need to replace it again. I don't know. or whatever it is. I remember.
Yeah,
I don't know what the shelf life is on a flagpole. But
And we are hosting We the Messengers tonight. We have a concert for We the Messengers.
Okay.
So if you love Christian music, that's going to be great.
Absolutely. And what time does that start?
That starts at 7. Tickets. Okay. The doors open at 6 and 6:30, depending on the ticket you buy.
Okay.
There's still tickets available, so
probably best to go online to get those, or you can probably come by the church.
Get them at the door. tonight if you
and
want to.
get him at the door. But I'm one of those people, you always get worried. Oh, they're going to let me in. It's going to be full. Get your tickets in advance. You don't have to worry about it.
There you go. I like
absolutely.
That. And, of course, don't forget tomorrow is the memorial service for the medevac folks. That's 10 a.m. doors open, 11 a.m. for the service. And join the community, and the entire community is invited to Grace Community Church, 935 Mescalero?
Yes.
I did off the top of my head, so it was Mescalero.
You did great.
That was it.
On Mescalero there, and come join us as we honor those 4 souls we lost and celebrate their lives. And,
yes, please.
And then, of course, come on down Sunday for normal church services, and then we'll do our big 250 celebration 1 week from next Sunday.
Yeah,
That's
9 and
this Sunday.
10:45. They're identical, so we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to cover? Anything that we just sidebarred or skipped over?
I think you did a good job.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Yeah. You guys did good, too.
We appreciate that.
But hey, maybe you can start a comedy duo. I'm just saying, there's, you always got to come up with new ways to get people to come see that.
That's true.
Come July 5th, you'll never know what you're going to see. So.
Could be a duet. We can do a Laurel and Hardy thing going on here. Who's on first? Work on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. There's been a series of Supreme Court rulings this morning, and one of them it rejected a Trump administration challenge. The High Court says that states can count late arriving mail-in ballots, that in a case out of Mississippi. Also, the High Court has agreed to consider the constitutionality of Arizona's voting laws, requiring proof of citizenship and the regular purging of the state's voter rolls. Property is lost, along with at least 4 lives, as torrential rains bring devastating flooding to a wide swath of Kentucky, where Governor Andy Beshear has issued an emergency declaration. It's also flooding in Tennessee that claimed 1 life. The East is bracing for dangerously high temperatures this week, extending on into the 4th of July holiday weekend. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up 232 points. NASDAQ ahead 337. More details, srnnews.com.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Anytime this socialism is tried, and the USSR is but one example, but remember, then they had all their satellite examples. They're in charge. State control of industry. Well, isn't that what they're talking about by promising everything is free and that we're going to take over the energy sector? Good luck with that. They make the promise that, basically the working people are exploited workers, and, go to Trotsky, explicit about the need to replace free commerce and government-controlled planning. State control of, you can look at the classical definition of socialism. That economy begins with the liquidation of the market, and that means the liquidation of regulation. And by the way, they're the ones that set all the rules. This is what they're offering America in this election.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Paying $70, $80, $90 a month to big wireless companies, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, for unlimited data, that is insanity, especially when Pure Talk, a veteran-owned company, my wireless company, they will give you unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99 a month. That's unlimited high-speed data at Pure Talk. Used to start at $55 a month, but because Pure Talk, they're constantly pushing to give you more for less. Right now, unlimited high-speed data, $34.99 a month. Remember, they use the same cell towers as all these overpriced big carriers. You get the exact same service. Now, their U.S. customer service team is standing by to help you make the switch. It's simple, it's fast, it's easy. You dial pound 250 on your cell. You say the keyword save now and claim unlimited high-speed data for just $34.99. Pound 250, keyword save now. Make the switch to my wireless company, America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We'll have some sunshine today, more hot temperatures. We do have a very slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Little bit of moist air getting in from northern Mexico. We'll have sunshine for the most part, though, going up to about 100, few clouds overnight, and about 70. Slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm late in the day on Tuesday. Mix of sunshine and clouds and upper 90s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Comcast plans to split itself into two separate publicly traded companies by spinning off NBC Universal and Sky. Media and entertainment company NBC Universal includes a theme parks division, Universal Film and Television Studios, NBC and Telemundo networks, Peacock and Bravo. Its portfolio will now include European media business Sky. South Korean tech giant Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix plan to invest a combined $518 billion in a new computer chip manufacturing hub, capitalizing on surging AI-driven demand. The project in South Korea's southwest also will support the government's regional development agenda. Higher open this morning after Wall Street stocks stabilized with only modest losses last week. Oil prices advanced but remain close to where they were before the start of the Iran war. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
At Ocotillo Family Practice, Pediatrics, and OMED Spa, our team is here for you. Nancy Walker, Fallon Moody, and Tialana Watts are family nurse practitioners offering expert care in family practice, pediatrics, women's health, and aesthetics. Nancy also provides advanced hormone therapy for men and women, including hormone pellet implants that help patients feel their best. Plus, meet Brittany Harrell, our skilled nurse injector, offering a full range of aesthetic procedures to help you look and feel confident. Same-day and walk-in patients are always welcome. Visit Ocotillo Family Practice, Pediatrics, and OMED Spa at 607 West Country Club Road in Roswell. Your family, your health, your beauty, all in one place.
The huge 4th of July sale is on now at Roswell Nissan. Now through July 4th, put a little bang into your holiday. Get a family fun pack of fireworks just for stopping by. A red, white, and boom fireworks pack with a qualified test drive and $100 worth of fireworks with any purchase. Celebrate savings with $3,500 off or 0% for up to 60 months on 2026 Rogue, Frontier, and Pathfinder. And $4,000 off or 0% for up to 60 months on 2026 Murano. The huge 4th of July sale on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
My dad loves his car. When we go out for a drive, I always have to be buckled in the back seat. My dad says I have to be safe, but then sometimes he won't wear his seatbelt. He thinks it's okay, but then we got hit by another car. And Dad, he got really hurt. No, we don't go out for a drive anymore.
Click it or ticket. Brought to you by NMDOT.
The summer heat in New Mexico can put extra stress on your heart. Artesia General Hospital and our cardiology experts remind families, protect your heart while traveling and spending time outdoors. Stay hydrated, avoid strenuous activity during the hottest hours, and never ignore symptoms like chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, or irregular heartbeat. Take medications as prescribed and keep them cool during travel. Dr. Luther Weathers, MD in Artesia, and Elizabeth Madison, ACNP in Carlsbad, specialize in comprehensive heart care, from high blood pressure and heart rhythm issues to preventive wellness. Don't wait until it's an emergency. Get checked and enjoy summer with peace of mind. For extra cardiology services close to home, trust Artesia General Hospital. Artesia General Hospital. Healthy summers start here with heart care you can count on.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57. They're about ready to kick me off the radio. If you missed any part of our show, you can check all the interviews out at your leisure. We had some replays today. We did have one guest scheduled, but we got them on the books for tomorrow because they had some in their lives they had to change. They couldn't make it today. So, but anyway, we replayed our interview with the folks from American Legion Post 61 talking about their 4th of July plans, and they'll be out at Cielo Grande for the big celebration, and of course, they're having their own deal in the morning there out either over at their post deal or all that. So we talked about that. We also replayed our interview we had with Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Also, we had Peter Reddick join us. He's a documentarian that's all part of the 70th anniversary of the Hondo Lions Little League World Series Championship. Well, he's created a documentary about that called Roswell Where, and they're going to have a screening of it And a big to-do as part of the 70th anniversary on August 15th out at the Hondo Lions Field. They're going to have a presentation and a proclamation for Dewey Johnson and his book. That'll be the day, talking about the Little League World Series team. And then they're going to have a screening of the documentary Roswell Ware by Peter Reddick. And then on Saturday, the 16th, Sunday the 16th, they're going to be Dewey is going to be there doing a book presentation of That'll Be the Day, book signings and all that then too. But that'll be Saturday, August 15th out at the Hondo Lions Little League Field beginning at 7:30, and then Sunday the 16th at 2 at the Historical Society Archives facility there at Lee. And then, of course, we also talked to the folks from Grace Community Church about their America 250 celebration this Sunday at Grace Community Church, July 5th. They're going to have, of course, the services at 9 and 10:45, and then in between the services, their big flag dedication of the new flagpole, and, of course,